Okay, we should be live. I'm going to be going ahead and going back through a few things real quick just so I can finish setting stuff up. It's not what I wanted to do, but thank you. You weird little thing. Thank you. But I need to have that working, make sure that working properly. Yep, they are. Okay. Mainly because this is not my normal stream time, but we're testing out some stuff on D2 PTR. We're going to be doing, this is actually single player. The single player stuff does work, so I can transfer stuff over. I can kind of mess around with that stuff. I can also mess around with the characters online. I'm less concerned about that, but we can go there. We can do some custom builds, like naked builds and stuff like that, to try them out. I don't know if there's equipment on it or not. I will check that out as well in a little bit, but first things first, I wanted to try out Hydra. So we're doing Hydra first. We're going to be doing Hydra. I might grab just the online one for doing, ooh, mana burn, nice. But I might just do the online one and just go into them to try out some of the druid builds, because I don't want to de-spec my current druid necessarily. I could. I mean, it's not going to be a big deal. I just don't want to use up all my tokens of absolution to do that. But yeah, right now, I am actually liking the Hydra change. You can see that it allows me to shred things a lot easier. Is it going to be overpowered? I don't know. It will be an exceptionally good boss killer, but I don't see it being necessarily completely busted, because, yeah, I mean, it's got a normal casting speed, but it's not insane. I do need to try out Inferno as well, but we'll use that on online characters, because, frankly, I don't really give much of a crap about Inferno, even if it's completely tweaked. So, and no, our mercenary is not fully equipped. He just has Fortitude and a Infinity on him. He's not fully geared. He doesn't even have a helmet on right now. It's just to keep him kind of going. And yes, with Conviction, you actually do break their immunity. So that's why the Hydras are actually doing okay there. If you have any requests for specific ones you want to see tested, do mention it, and I will try to get to a handful of them and just kind of see how that works. But, oh yeah, I need to drop off that amulet. Yes, I am saving un-ID'd amulets. Deal with it. Most of the stuff that we get today is not going to be identified, unfortunately. If it's rare, some uniques I will, but I'm still, like, loading up on stuff, so we'll have to kind of deal with that. So we want to go ahead and see how this does in cows. We'll go to each of the bosses, try them. I might do some of the other areas, but probably not too much. We just want to see how well this actually handles various enemies, and it should be fine. And yeah, that is actually a lot more fluid feeling, because we're actually able to get these up to the packs and just not have to worry about them at all. And the Hydras can just be coming out, and we have 6 of them, and they're just, we basically make them travel with us by recasting them fairly frequently. And for those of you wondering, this is the Hydra. Hey, handsome, how's it going? Hopefully you are doing all right. But yeah, this is basically our setup. It's the one that we had for the Hydra source before. I'm going to try to do each of those builds fairly similar to before. We might include some of the new rune words. We'll see. I don't know if those are available offline or not. I know that they are available with the online characters, but I haven't dug through those too much. But hopefully you are doing well. And I am actually liking this Hydra sorceress now. I have a feeling it's not going to be super amazing untwinked, just because of, well, yeah, you're not going to have the piercing that we have here without it being twinked and stuff like that. Hey, Bellas, how's it going? Bellas Zarius. And hi, Hunter. Wow, a lot of people dropping in. Sweet. Maybe I should stream earlier. Unfortunately, this is not my normal stream time. Hey, Mocha. I'm doing okay. We're just testing out the builds that I've been looking forward to the most. This one is one of them. I want to try out a Nova Sorceress as well. I think I still have Sparky equipped. I might not. We'll see. But I can log out, transfer in some items using Go Mule, and then just do what I do from there. So, let's see. Nightwing's Veil? Yes, because we are Orb Hydra. Which, yeah, like that. So what we're doing is I'm not going to be teleporting around. I actually want to see how this skill works versus certain things. So I want to actually, you know, have it be comparable to what you're going to be seeing in the final one. But yes, we have that for Orb. If we were doing the new rune words, I'd probably actually put in the new rune word helmet. The Hydras don't do stun per se. The there is an ability, and you actually exploit this with the Nova Sorceress, where if it does enough damage, it will cause the enemies to actually have a reaction. You can see how they recoil back when they're hit, and that's because the Hydras are doing enough damage. But they don't naturally stun. Live during your workout? Yep. We're just testing out various things on 2.4. 20 points in Hydra and all the synergies. So basically we have 20 points there, 20 there, 20 there, and 20 there. We went full Hydra with this build. This is the same one that is in our Hydra Sorceress video. So, yeah. We have level 18 Frozen Orb. I do have a point in that, but I probably shouldn't. And then we just have it all into the synergies for this. Will all online characters be patched up to 2.4, or do we have to create new characters? Also, do you recommend using summon mages now? We haven't gotten to test them yet. That is actually on my short list to test, so we will load up the Necromancer and actually, after we finish cows with her, we'll load up the Necromancer and see how he does with the new mage changes, because he's still spec'd out like that as well. In fact, I was using him just recently, so he should have all of his gear too. So yeah, we're just testing out stuff. I will hop onto the online portion as well and test that out, just to get some kind of like samples from the little free characters they give you on there. This is a single player character that has all that stuff. I don't have the rune words on here just yet. I will probably try to make them online if at all possible. But yeah, it seems to be working out pretty good. I do need to check out the unlinked cooldowns as well. And yeah, this is feeling a lot more fluid. I probably shouldn't be using the orb too much because that's not a changed skill, but this build actually seems to work out pretty well. Do mages next? Okay, I can do that. I do want to test out the druids abilities as well. I don't have one spec'd out for testing out the ravens, but I do want to test that out. See just kind of like how they do. We might actually try it on the online one just to see what a solo self-found would feel more like. So we could have it lower level. Or I could just equip it with that. I'm glad that is helping, Lucas. Hopefully things are going well. And hey, Hugan, how's it going? And I might be streaming the Assassin later tonight. I don't know. I might be doing more 2.4 stuff. I just wanted to get in whenever it finally launched and get a feel for the changes and see how they do. Honestly, I'm liking Hydra a lot more. It feels a lot less clunky. And it's not necessarily overpowered. I have a feeling whenever I go against a boss, like if I were to go against Andariel or something like that, we probably wouldn't even see her. Simply because I can just cast it off screen like that. Well, not off screen, but on the edge of the screen. And it will just shred anything over there. Which makes this possibly preferential for people who are going to be going after, say, Mephisto or something like that, where they just teleport in and use the river trick. Because you'll be able to just drop this in and not actually have to deal with any of the enemies in particular. So, and I still find it hilarious that the mercenary is doing as well as he is, considering he literally has no helmet. And that is Necro Demon Head? Yeah. I have to always wonder which Necro Head it is. So let's see. How many points do I have? But yeah, it's an 80 point Hydra actually. But you can see it does decent damage. Over 5,000 damage. That's per bolt, for those of you that are wondering. So this is going to be like each one is doing about, let's see, at the minimum 15,000 damage per volley. And they do a handful of volleys each, so it'll work out pretty good. Superior Colossus Sword might be worth looking at. Let's see how many sockets it has. 3 sockets, not going to really be ideal, but I'll save it. I am hoarding socketed stuff. Have a good night, Mocha. Hopefully you sleep well and things are good in the next day. But yeah, let's go ahead and dump these off. Do we want to do a boss before I switch over to the Necro? Or do we want to just check this stuff out? Mostly I'm just looking at to see what kind of stuff we can do. Let's go Durance of Hate. Let's see if I actually remember my way through this one's, because I think I've done this on her since I've reset the map. Yeah, I have. Let's see. Where was the... There it is. So it's just down and left. Okay. And yes, I do have teleport. I'm not a complete masochist. So let's just go like this, since I don't really care about that right now. Okay, so...
I need a key.
We want to see Mephisto damage, and we also want to see damage against these guys. They should be able to get shredded super easily. Because our piercing actually carries over to the Hydras. So unless they're immune, we wreck their face. So you can see, yeah, that's just ripping those to pieces. We don't really have anything to worry about down here. There aren't fire immunes usually, unless they are fire enchanted fire immunes, which is an entirely different thing. And yeah, oh yep, see, there's one of the fire enchanted ones. Sweet. And boom, that's why we have the helmet. Mephisto is shaking in his boots. Yes, he probably is. My Hydras are stronger than yours. So let's grab that. Not really ideal. Let's see if we kill him before we even actually see him. No, we didn't kill him before we saw him, but we didn't even get to highlight him, if that tells you how strong that was. But this is a super high level Hydra that is important to remember. It's not something that is going to be like your common, just like, I am just coming out of the gate like this. This is going to be, I think it will be a reasonable leveling build. I think it will be just fine even with mediocre equipment. It'll be doing less damage than this. It won't be just like ripping things to pieces in a heartbeat, but I like it. It works out pretty good. So that is basically the Hydra Sorceress. I will come back to her later just to kind of mess around with some stuff. But let's go check out the Necromancer real quick. These are my offline characters. I will do online stuff as well. So Hydra Orb worked out pretty much actually kind of how I expected it to. Frankly, because I built it around that. It was basically, I knew that Hydra was going to get a buff. I knew they were taking away the cooldown. So if you bump into it, even with the old stats on it, it would have felt a lot better. So I'm happy with the changes. So on the Necromancer, I think I have everything still on him. The downside of using Gomule, by the way, is that with this little display here, it does change things up a little bit. Like if I take an item off in Gomule, it still shows on this. So yeah, we're using the Bone Flame Beast setup. I do actually, yeah, I have my Poison Necro stuff on here as well, but that didn't change at all. So Weaken, we're not going to really use it, but it's there. Minus 51% enemy damage, and that's just 1 point into it with plus skills, so that works out pretty good. Lower resist is about the same. All of those are going to be unchanged. Bone Spear and Bone Spirit, we might actually have to try those out as well. Because with the new changes, these both are stronger. But they're going to be not that much stronger. Hydra, honestly, Hydra felt good without AoE. We actually were using Hydra with Frozen Orb. And that combo seemed to work out pretty good. Did they actually update any kind of information on these? Not visually. So we're just kind of like sitting on the same old, same old. So that works out fine. We do, I think, still have all of our gear. Yeah, we do. We have all of our gear, which is just the same stuff that we had on the Summoner Necromancer, the Zoomancer specifically. So he's got all his stuff going. And let's see how he does. And I think I want to start out just cold play. Actually, no, we'll go Stonyfield. We'll do the... Hydra has 0 cooldown now. So that's what makes it feel a whole lot better in 2.4. I actually like the 2.4 Hydra. It's going to be a little bit more useful. I'm still debating whether it's going to be Amazeballs, but it's still there. And yes, I can actually melee with this character if I want to. I don't really care to very much. This is meant to be my lazy, just wander around thing. Yeah, it's good for a level 30 skill. I think it will actually... I'm not sure whether it will beat out the Blizzard setup, but I'm fairly certain it will beat out the... Okay, so we have that maxed out. Let's go ahead and get our mages going now. I'm pretty sure it will... Oh, yeah, we don't need that. I don't need the new set items. I could use them, but that's a whole different issue. Let's see. Nothing in there. I thought I heard... Oh, I heard the ring drop. But let's grab bodies real quick. We need more bodies just to see if our mages can actually do things. And yes, I do actually have a test for the mages. But yeah, Hydra is a lot better than it was. So let's go ahead and just amp damage everything. Get ourselves the rest of our bodies up. Long battle bow, nope. Not interested. Kill them. Actually, let's see. Mages are doing about the same. They're a little bit better. So you can see that's the mages doing that because he's immune to physical, and I have not amp damaged him. So it's not terrible. So let's see down here. But you can tell, like, whenever the mages start focusing in on something. And one thing that I liked doing to test the mages is actually teleporting really hard so my melee guys don't actually focus in on it. So you can see that the damage that they're taking is pretty much strictly from the mages casting stuff. Which it's not taking things down immediately, but it's doing okay damage. I mean, it's taking stuff out. It's just not too much more impressive than it was before. And one thing I did not build up to test out was actually the Plague Javazon. I need to do that as well. I think they're killing PvP to make PvM better. Maybe. Honestly, Diablo 2's... I get the appeal of Diablo 2's PvP. It's not really great, though. It's never been terribly balanced. So, that's kind of one of those things. You wish they could make summon multiple golems, like 2 clays or 2 fire ones. I would like to see an item for that. I don't think I'd actually want to see it as a main skill. That or make it so you can actually summon one more based on mastery or something like that. Would be kind of nice. That's pretty much all I can think of as far as that particular thing goes. So I'm liking some of the things here. That needs to go into there. This is just my junk storage. And as you can see, I'm preparing the staff video for tomorrow. So that's going to be taking up a whole tab of my stuff. So we're going to go ahead and drop that in there, get ourselves kind of topped off, and we're going to do a cow run with this as well. Just to kind of see how it goes out. Yeah, I've got good there. I like the change to the tomes. You're going to make a Poison Javazon, Ice Bowzon for ladder. That probably will do okay. It's still going to be pretty mana hungry. I'm going to probably, whenever I do the Javazon, I'm going to probably do Plague and Fend or something like that, or Plague and Impale. Because Plague is looking like it's going to be doing quite a bit of damage. We'll check it out, though. So, not super impressed by the Necromancer changes so far. It feels about the same. Let's go ahead and just amp damage. I don't think solo mage is going to be a thing. They don't feel like they're doing significantly more damage. They're doing enough to, like, justify their presence. But even before, they did okay-ish damage. Wow, we already lost one mage, though. It might also be that... Oh, no, cold mages did get a buff, so... That's a cute tome. But yeah, we're just murdering stuff. It's not terribly bad. I don't want to do Corpse Explosion just yet. I want to actually watch the summons actually do their thing. Just to see. I mean, we can do amp damage and stuff like that. You can see ripping them to pieces is fine. Oh no, they're dead. Yeah, just amp damage and just let them do their thing. Bone Necro feels underwhelming. Honestly, he's probably going to feel the same as he did before. And I don't mind nuking things. As you can tell, I don't need Bone Armor either with this particular build. It just doesn't need it. And I do like that he drops the Cow King drops interesting. So, Aura Summoner's always been fairly strong. You can see that with amp damage, we actually do a whole lot more. Amp damage is probably one of the most important skills in the game that kind of gets overlooked a lot, I think. People recognize its power, but it's not really super... People talk about things like conviction a lot more than amp damage, but amp damage really does shape the game a lot in how you play. Where do you get items in the PTR? These are single-player characters right now. I'm going to check on the multiplayer. Let's go ahead and probably do that in just a minute. You want to do elemental-based summon with Act 3 Fire Mercenary, Fire Golem, but where will Conviction come from? The Act 3 Fire Mercenary won't help the Skeleton Magi, unfortunately, because they don't require attack rating and they don't get any extra damage from the enchant because of how enchant works. Modding PvP and bots is what kept it alive for so long, and it's probably one of the better balanced as far. And I know people are gonna be like rawr about that, but it is one of the better balanced action RPGs, especially whenever it comes to items. as far as like you can make a lot of the items that are endgame worthy without necessarily being super RNG based. Yes, you still have to get stuff like really esoteric stuff for like Infinity and Enigma and stuff, but for just beating the game, you don't. So that's kind of what we're looking at there. But hopefully, we still want to try the bear, the hurricane bear. I might do that with the online characters. We also want to try some of the new rune words if we can. I don't know if there's a way to get them on there. I know that the only one that I've dropped in online, which was the whatchamacallit? What's her name? Assassin. I looked at her stuff and she was okay, and it feels like drop rates are up. By the way, enchant for the regular skeletons, yeah. That would help them out. I don't necessarily want to swap out Wahid right now. He is actually doing a lot of good stuff. I'm not entirely sure that enchant would be better than an Infinity, but for first time through, there is like 100% an argument for using the... See, Corpse Explosion just wrecks things. But there is 100% an argument for using the enchant over the Act 2 Mercenary. Because you don't have to worry about the mage actually going in there and being a dumbass. So, it is what it is. But generally speaking, as far as what kept the game going for so long, you'll find that it is kind of reflected in what community you were part of. So, like, if you were a big part of JSP, you'd probably favor PvP. If you were one of the active people from, like, Amazon Basin or D2.net, that kind of stuff, you're probably a little bit more PvE or solo self-found kind of challenge run kind of person. There's the speedrunners. There's all kinds of different... Games live forever. It's just popularity fades. So you still have people playing Diablo 1 regularly. So it's one of those things where it's like, it's just not as well pronounced. Let's put it that way. And I think the game is down low enough. I'm not entirely certain. I didn't do like audio checks before this. I just decided to just start streaming as soon as it said that the patch updated. Yeah, Infinity is going to be really hard to beat because it's just a double whammy. It provides you the defense penetration for your regular skeletons, and it provides you the elemental penetration for your mages. So, Summoning Druid and Throwing Barb. I don't have a Throwing Barb set up, but I could probably make one. But I did PvP back in the day. I don't anymore because, unfortunately, I am not a good person for doing PvP. It's not that I can't do PvP. It's that I tend to reflect the emotions of the people around me. So if they are aggressive, I tend to get aggressive and kind of toxic, and I try not to. So that's why I don't do a lot of PvP games on the channel either. So... Does Act 3 Mercenary enchant summons? We haven't tried that yet. We're going to, though. I'll probably unequip this guy and test it out, though. You want to see the new Act 3 Mercenaries? The one that's going to interest me on this guy, well, we can try out the enchantment. I don't mind hiring a new mercenary. I think I have gold on here. But I'm going to miss Wahid. We'll hire him again. It's fine. But, yeah, not too terrible. Come in there, you guys. We'll finish these guys off super quick. So as soon as one falls, boom, they all start falling. There you go. That's why I wasn't using Corpse Explosion before. Because it just wipes things. It wipes the floor with everything. You want to see the new Act 3 Merc bots? I can beat the whole game with Spirit. PvP is the deal. Well, yeah. Depends on what you like. It's up to you. I'm not telling you how to play, and the reality is it's different depending on who you are and what you like. Neither one is right or the wrong way to play. So we need to drop that stuff off. And there we go. Oh no, there go all the cows. Okay, so that stuff is off of there. Yeah. I don't want to lose my items. That I don't want to do. If you knew how long it took to farm that stuff. Casting Blizzard and spamming Frozen Orb feels good. Yeah, the desegregation of cooldowns is... the segregation of cooldowns is a good thing. Not really, Lopatar. I used to be quite competitive in PvP, and I have played a lot of player versus player games. It brings out a bad side of me. You'd love to see the source doing all difficulties, only using an enchant weapon. There are a few people who have done that. It's not impossible. So, and we will get to the Fire Druid. We haven't tried it yet. CE greater than every other skill in the game. CE is one of the best skills in the game. And it's a hard to balance skill as well, because if you make it a flat amount, it'll just be underpowered in the late game. If you make it a lower percent, then again, it'll be like basically Death Sentry. It'll still be good, but not as amazing, and it'll scale way worse in multiplayer. Okay. Whoa. 33 base, 28 base, 30 base. They don't have masteries. That Firebolt is absolute ass. So is the Fireball. But the enchant looks decent. Remember, these are level 91 mercenaries. So Glacial Spike, not too great, but it has a decent freeze length. The Frozen Armor is okay. Fire Blast is meh. I don't know how often they cast the Static Field, but let's go ahead and get the enchant one. Hey, come on, Jabroni. Okay, will he cast it in town is one question. I don't think he will, because that's probably against his script. Where are you? Jabroni, can you cast it? Nope. Okay. So we'll go somewhere safe first and see if he starts casting it on the minions. So we'll go Cold Plains, I guess. Oh, PvP and D2 has never really been balanced. So you've got fireballs. We're just going to let them eat whatever they want out here. So he casts it on me. He's cast it on himself. Does he cast it on my minions? If he doesn't cast it on my minions, I'd be suspect that he doesn't cast it on party members either. Oh, no, I saw one over there. Yeah, he's casting it on stuff. Yeah, he is casting it on the minions. So that might actually be an okay, like if you don't want to go mages, that might be an okay little strategy to get elemental damage. Yes, I have said from the very beginning, before even patch 2.4 was announced, I actually said this before even Diablo 2 Resurrected was announced, that they should be just giving the Act 3 mercenaries masteries to actually let them do a lot more damage. I'm glad it's helpful, Eric. Hopefully you are doing well. And hey, Father Howie. Blade Fury numbers are crazy now. I should probably re-equip my Blade Fury Assassin and test that out. That would involve closing the game, because I'd have to get my stuff off of the Go Mule. You think it's so slow? Now we're really going to have to get it. So, yeah, this looks like it's doing fine. Oh, we got a Grand Charm. I need to pick that up. That can be a skiller, so it's one of those that we pick up for the identification things. I will pick up pretty much any Hell Grand Charm, and I stash it away in an unidentified mule thingy I have going. So, yeah, he does enchant the minions, but it seems like he might only enchant them when there's enemies nearby, because he's not casting anything now. But if we get near an enemy and get him aggroed on them, see if we can get him aggroed on something, we might start seeing him cast stuff. There's some enemies that will last more than like half a second. But yeah, he was casting it on them. But it seems like he only casts it whenever enemies are nearby, which makes it kind of less useful. Because what I would want it to do, if they could actually adapt the AI to do this, is make the mercenary, if you have minions in your party that are unenchanted, have him enchant them. Have that be part of his script, so you could sit in town and let him enchant all your stuff up. Let's see. Was like 200-ish, but now it's with all synergies, it's like 500 to 600. It's probably not actually going to make that big of a difference except for the low-level stuff. At high level, that... I mean, you'll still get the percent bonuses, so maybe it will actually make a big difference, because that's another 400 damage, and you're going to be boosting it by about several 100%. So that's going to be
decent. He's not terrible, but that is definitely something that I would do with him. Make him cast it in town. Because, look, he's just standing there, and I guarantee you most of these are not enchanted. I don't even know if... I'm still enchanted. Because I don't think I have fire damage anywhere. But let's go ahead, dump that off. Do I actually... I don't think I have her equipped. I can check. I don't think I do. I think I need to log out and actually have her get equipped. So, that's weird. I am in the darkness. No, she doesn't have her weapon on her. I forget what weapon I actually had on her. So let's go. Conan doesn't need anything. Both of them have been tested. Let's go back online real quick. There they are. There's items in here. So we have Necromancer, we have Paladin, we have runes, we have rune words, we have set items, Sorceress. So we wanted to try out some stuff with the Druid. Do we actually have tokens on here? Miscellaneous items, maybe? I'm just going into like a random online game. Feel free to jump me in here. I don't really care. I'll do lobby if I need privacy to test stuff. Okay, so we've got keys. Yeah, we've got tokens. So we have a handful of tokens we can mess around with stuff on. So I'm just going to dump that over there. Boop, boop, boop. And we will move these. I don't really need any of these. I need more of these. And I probably should do the FPS test because it feels like there is a little bit of lag on the server side right now. We might do some keys. I don't really think we necessarily want to. I don't care about Ubers usually. Once you have your torches, it really doesn't matter.
Good day.
But I'm just going to transfer these over so we can just put them on the characters whenever we want to. Which is kind of boring, but it is what it is. So I'm trying to think, what other types of... I mean, we do want to test out the Act 1 mercenaries. I will mess with them. We want to test out probably some of the rune words. I think we actually have the rune words already made. But I want to test out two things on the Druid. I want to test out the Ravens, and I want to test out the Hurricane Shockwave build that I was thinking of. So we'll go with that in just a minute. I want to see what is on you. What is on our Barbarian? I don't know. I really don't. So, anyway. Let's go ahead and drop on here. We actually... Are they level... Yeah, they're level 99 on these guys. Okay, so we have openings. We've got the various runes there. I probably should just load these in. Wonder why they gave us... Yeah, we have Feral Claws and those. We've got the Archon Staff. I should probably double check that the runes that we're putting in are the right ones. They didn't give me an ethereal... Oh, it's just a great sword. I was going to say, they didn't give me an ethereal Colossus Blade for this. You bastards. Damn you. Okay, so we have the Demon Crossbow. I think they're in order. I should double check this. But yeah. I'll mess with those later. It's not really that important to mess with them. So let's do Naked Druid for a test on it, since the first one that I want to test is going to be kind of like meh. Junker McGee. Okay, we want it in hell. We want item spacing for now. So let's try this out. You've seen Flickering Flame rune somewhere. Yeah, Flickering Flame is going to be kind of... It'll be a game changer for fire sorceresses. I think the Hydra Sorceress kind of go-to is going to be that helmet. I do think that the... Hey, we have Ravenlore on here. But that's going to be fun. Let's go ahead. We will use that. We will 100%... Oh, he's got one of each. One of each. Yuck. Give me more of these. But yeah, we'll do Naked. We're going to try out these first. And we have the tokens of Absolution to try out some other things. So that's 101 to 123 base damage per hit. Not great, not terrible, not the worst thing ever. We need 1 point in that. We do want to test out these little boys. Cold damage is absolutely atrocious on them right now. get these up. We're just going full in on summons first. But yeah, Flickering Flame is going to be really, really nice for the stuff that they're... Okay, so 1,000 damage per hit. Let's see how freaking crazy they are. And this is without a bunch of plus skills. Stat-wise, we should get enough strength for Ravenlore, at the very least. So let's get this up. We'll let the Ravens do their thing in just a minute. Come on. Load up. Yeah, doing this is... Yeah, 12% damage buff synergies, and they boosted the base damage on them. So why are we not going to just get this? And I'll just go full vitality on there. So we can get up to 5 Ravens at a time. And let's just go 1, 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, just because we're going to test out the various things. Wow. Wait a minute. They do as much damage as a bear? They do more damage than a bear now that we have plus skills, but they do as much damage as a bear? What the crap? What the crap? Okay. I mean, that's a thing. Poison creepers, whatever. I don't really care. But we're going to just go ahead and Oak Sage up for ourselves. Because we don't have any other, like, plus skills going on. We're just a man in a bird helmet. So let's start out easy. Let's try out Cold Plains. Okay, not gonna like win any like shows on just being like amazeballs, but not terrible either. They are definitely pecking the crap out of these guys. So let's go ahead and get some wolves going. See if those can actually clean this up a little bit. Not too bad. Definitely need to summon the ravens a bit more. I'm not sure if I like that. But they are just kind of like passive damage, which is not bad damage whenever they do hit. And with our level being only 85, they should have decent hit chance. Did we actually lose a wolf already? I think we might have lost a wolf already. So let's try out the dire wolves instead. 3 of them. They'll eat corpses and get even stronger. So they might be the ones that we go for like an actual proper summoner. Bear is not bad. I hate that it unsummons all that stuff though. But against single targets, I see the birds being useful. The fact that they attack less now is a little bit crap. But yeah, they're not the worst thing ever. They don't get auras, which I kind of expected. Ouch. God. Yes, we have full rejuves. I probably shouldn't use them for this, but it's fine. I do wish that either they would let you have a higher max Raven count, or that they would have left the number of hits they do scaling. Because I have a feeling it's going to get annoying to resummon them all the time. Yes, bear is a joke to me now. There we go. Ooh, it thawed me. But at least I think it thawed me. I should have still been frozen, I think. But it's doing as much damage as the bear's normal attack. So we can't really aim it too well. So I'm not like super unimpressed by it, but it's not really screaming, this has to be made kind of deal to me. So Ravens, fun, could be an interesting addition to a number of builds. I could see myself making a summoner, and if I made a summoner, I would definitely use them. But until they make it so you can have more minions, I'm not really sold on it. Because I would like to have at least bears and one type of wolf, if I'm investing that many points into it. But yeah, the ravens need more attacks because right now they are definitely just... They get through a couple enemies and then they vanish. So you're going to have to be resummoning them all the freaking time, which is unfortunate and slightly irritating. But when they do actually attack something, they rip it to pieces. You can see that they are doing a number on things. We are naked except for a Ravenlore. why did they not give the assassin to Tess? Bear was always more of a tank than a DPS. Actually, sort of. Bear has a kind of a weird place. He has an attack that is basically like Bear Smite. That is really kind of an interesting thing that most people forget about on him, but is one of the reasons why he's pretty much the de facto summon for a summon druid. It's just that useful. When you started to play again, you were surprised that you could not summon the bear and the wolf. Yeah, it's more irritating. Aw, this is online. I don't need to be picking up anything online. This character is not going to be kept. As a summoner druid, what else would you be casting that makes you care about having to cast ravens? Honestly, I wouldn't want to go pure summoner. But if you were... Honestly, the way they've designed these, I would be wanting to juggle my actual, like, summons. But having to stay on top of it whenever you're getting mana burned by a little shit is definitely irritating. So... Honestly, there isn't really too much that you would be casting. I would go hybrid summoner, personally, if I was going summoner. In which case, you're just basically building an elementalist with summons. But as pure, this probably would not be fun to play in Act 5. Like, we can take him up there and look. Doesn't do as much damage as the mercenary? Not by default, no. He can wreck some stuff, though. He is useful. He is very useful against bosses and stuff. So let's go ahead and we will pop up to Act 5. Frigid Highlands. So he's a beefy boy. That said, I still think we need the ability to summon at least one type of wolf with him. So you have your numbers and your tank. Honestly, Old Summoner was a nightmare to play. I did make one, and I did beat all the difficulties, but my god, was it just irritating as shit to play. Hey, Ravens, can you actually take this guy out that's, accosting the thing that is keeping the bear alive? Thank you. So, Ravens. Doing okay up here. They're just doing their thing. But as you can see, it's not ripping through stuff at any real pace. So it's not going to be really viable. No, we haven't done the Hurricane Bear yet. We're doing Summon first because I figured this one would be kind of funny, but not really viable. And it kind of still fits that. Summoner Druid is still not viable. They need to give you access to the wolves as well. And even then, it wouldn't necessarily be awesome sauce. It would just be tolerable. So, yeah, it's fine. This is online. So, yes, it is players 1. So you can see the Ravens, even though they're doing 1,000 damage per poke. Here, we'll summon them up over this guy so you can actually see it. They're chunking the life, but they're not doing it fast enough to make that big of a difference. So my lean is that maybe just, hey, why can't we find that on, oh, it's durability. That's absolute garbage. If it was defense, it would actually be good. But, yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like not amazing. I don't dislike them. They're kind of a cool idea. But the amount of points you're investing to get them up to even this strength, that's 1,500 to 1,800 damage. It's doing work. It's doing damage, and they are hitting fairly consistently with their attack rating, whatever it is. I don't know what the actual attack rating on them is. But I imagine at higher skill points, like whenever you actually have gear on, it could be okay. I don't see myself ever actually using this setup for a serious build. Maybe a challenge build, and it does become more viable for a challenge build because they made Spirit Wolves do cold damage, which is good because that gives you an answer to physical immunes. So let's go ahead, go back to town, and let's switch over to the Shockwave Bear Hurricane thing. Wolves with Bear would still be poor man's version of Necroskeleton plus Golem, but yeah, maybe Spirit or Dire Wolf with Bear. Not allowing both wolf types might be good. Yeah, even if they just had you have one type of them. Inferno damage test. Maybe at the end of the stream. I don't want to like sour myself on that one. That would irritate me. Do we actually want... We'll use that on the fire one. Because we've got a limited number of these tokens of absolution before I have to start doing single player stuff again. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to bonk. We lost everything. Oh no, whatever will we do? Probably shapeshift. Okay, so shapeshifting. Looks like the layout is still the same. This is still the same over here. So we can do that while shapeshifted. The build I was considering was actually the werebear. We're going to do, and then elemental down to there. Click it. There we go. So we want 20 in that for sure. We want Twister and... Oh. Yeah, to get that up to a reasonable level, we're going to be hurting on that. Because this one gets bonuses from Maul. That's how you get your physical damage out of it if you're going Shockwave. So what we'd probably do... Bump that up. That would only bring it up to about 300, but we wanted the stun length anyway, so that's fine. We can't cast these while shapeshifted, so these are kind of wasted points, but I think the damage to this is going to be more important. So we have 10 skill points left. I'm not going to bother with the summoning stuff right now. We'll just kind of mess around without it. Just because I do want to get duration, because it'll be really annoying to swap it out of, but as you get more plus skills, these will actually be a lot easier to do. So we've got Lycanthropy up. So that'll keep us shapeshifted for a good 5 minutes. So let's see. Got a bag of Milky Ways. Tasty. What if you do 10 points into Cyclone armor? That's not a bad thing. I'm not a huge fan of Cyclone armor unless I am specifically running pure elemental. You're doing the meat and fruit diet. Oh, good. Let's see. Arctic Blast just increases the duration of it. I'm not concerned about that. So F1, F2. Actually, we'll put that on left click. So that's F1 and F2. So now we just shapeshift. And now we have Hurricane and Shockwave on there. Although I probably should save an exit and get a new game. You still want to know how powerful Plant Druid is? Absolutely garbage. He's still garbage. The Vine one just doesn't do anything. Can't take the visuals. Let's see. Let's go for... Create game. Arctic Blast build. God, no. They said that they improved it. I should probably shoot Arctic Blast just to see if it feels any different. It doesn't. I can pretty much guarantee you it doesn't. The way they said they changed it is basically they made it how the old trick for using them was. So we're going to go Cold Plains just real quick. We'll shoot out an Arctic Blast just because we have it. Was like Maul Hurricane hybrid. That would work too. That's actually probably a better idea of a build. But the reason I wanted to look at Shockwave is because we can actually just lock down an entire quarter of the field. They should have made Hurricane only castable when you're far enough away from your computer, like you're prepared to be... What? I am not sure where this is going. But yeah. Let's go ahead and grab that. Yeah, it's the same. I can't move while shooting it either. So it's just Inferno, but it doesn't lock onto things. Let's see if we can find just a solitary enemy that's not going to completely wreck my face. We might just die here. Because I'm sitting here on Hurricane like a dingus. Yeah, it just doesn't lock on. So we're going to shapeshift and actually show this one how we do this. Hi. But the reason I wanted to look at Shockwave is because up close you can hit that much space. Far away you can focus it on a single target. So it does work. So you can see these guys just don't even stand a chance. We'll just go ahead and Shockwave you. But it gives us our physical and our cold in a different manner. And this is without any gear, so... And without any stat points. This is with 0 stat points, 0 gear. You can see how long that stuns even in hell difficulty. It just shuts things down. Let's go ahead and finish these off. And you can see the physical damage. It's not going to be anything compared to Tornado. I just wanted to try it out because it was interesting. But let's go ahead and go to town. if I actually had equipment on, I have a feeling this would actually be halfway decent, because both of these skills, well, this one's just whatever. It just casts and you just go with it. But Shockwave is based on faster cast rate, so it can spam just as fast as these. But I think still, if you're going elementals, you're going to prefer going just all these and then getting your summons to go with it rather than going bear. So I do... It can be a bear with AoE. I think if you are going to do this kind of hybrid, you're going to actually go for a weaker Hurricane, and you're going to go for a more kind of Kodiak style build where you have Maul, maybe Hunger, and Shockwave to stun things. So you stun things with the Shockwave, you have Hurricane just kind of picking away for chip damage, and then you have the Crushing Blow and fast attacks of the bear to kind of square stuff away. So it would be more of a proper hybrid build. So I thought that one was okay. I do want to try the overlapping fire skills because each of these has a cooldown on them, I think. Yeah, casting delay 0.6, casting delay 1. They actually listed on there now. How is Armageddon? Probably still complete garbage. I don't like Armageddon. I never have... It's got uses. It's can do its job. It's just it doesn't actually regularly hit things. So let's go ahead and pop one of these. We'll look at Armageddon. We'll look at the fire skills. So we're not going to do Shapeshift Armageddon with this just because I don't feel like messing with it. But we're going to load these up and see how they juggle. How's Spirited Barbs with the Thorns Merc after the change to how Thorns work? It probably works just... Let's see. Attacker takes damage of 32. I'm going to go ahead and load these up. Let's see, Molten Boulder and Fissure are the synergies for that. So we'd have 60 there. I can load up the Barbs thing and see what it goes up to. We're just going to show off this, I guess. See if it has any pattern changes or anything. Armageddon in a lot of mods is awesome, but in regular Diablo 2, they've never changed it to a way that makes me happy. So we've got Spirit of the Barbs. Let's go ahead and see what its scaling looks like. 374 at level 21. That's not impressive to me. 374 is just kind of one of those things where it's like, okay. That's decent damage for Thorns, but I'm not exactly entirely impressed with that. Let's see. You think one of the synergies for Armageddon should have been increased frequency of meteors falling for... Yes, that would have actually been a nice one. That, or give each of the meteors an increased AoE as you level it up, so that each hit has more likely chance to hit something. As it stands, Armageddon is... We are still shapeshifted, I forgot. So we've got to wait for that to wear off. But yeah, Spirit of Barbs, yay! We've got a Spirit of Barbs. It's going to do absolutely nothing. It's going to do nothing! But yeah, Armageddon is just... It rains. It's super inconsistent as to how much damage it does because the radius is so large and the meteor frequency is so small. Are we able to play our offline characters in the PTR? Yes. Yes, we are. And I did actually do a couple of them at the very beginning. We did the Hydra and the Summoner at the beginning. Let's see. But what I want to see is how does this nonsense... Oh, we can't actually cast them all. We can actually cast Cyclone Armor while we're in this. Woo! Yay. I'm going to just save and exit and enter a new game. Yeah, it's... I don't see Thorns being too amazing. I can see it being some motivations to use it because it will trigger on any attack in melee range now rather than any hit. So there are reasons to use it now that are not the same as the old Thorns, but I don't see myself actually using it. Blah, blah, blah. And then one, whatever. But, yeah, it's not exactly insane damage. It's just whatever there. So we've got a few skills we want to test out. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm more interested in their casting feel. Because we've got this, and then we can actually cast things during their cooldown. So what we could probably do is E and F there. And then F1, F2 there. So we have our drop it at the distance kind of things. And I can see juggling these a little bit. But we can actually have a lot of this stuff going all at once. So you can actually have that going with a ball. And I like the new Molten Boulder. That was one of the things I wanted to test. Does Thorn's Paladin rule now? No. It'll probably actually have an easier time going through normal with it, though, as a pacifist. On Hell, all monsters have 50% physical resist, so it's actually... Yeah, it is less for it, because it is physical damage. But you can pierce that with various things, like Decrepify and amp damage and stuff. So that is a plus. One thing I do want to see... Let's go ahead and take these guys out first. Back off of them real quick. Hi, big guy. And I have to say, the Molten Boulder going faster is kind of handy. Because that allows me to have, like, way better control of the battlefield with these. Which is not bad. Boom. We drop that out and it just nukes them. We're naked right now. We're killing them. So that's at least a plus. So, but yeah, the faster Molten Boulder, definitely a positive change. The non-overlapping cooldowns, another positive change, so we can actually pair these together effectively. So you can knock them back into the fissures, or you can knock them back into a volcano and just shove them into it, which is kind of a good thing. You just have to get used to the range, which would be about there is where you'd want to aim. And the faster Molten Boulder will generally get them a little bit better. So let's go ahead and save and exit real quick. The other things I want to look at are probably Barbarian. I want to look at the... Where are you, Barbarian? You're in here somewhere. There's Barbie. Let's go ahead and... just go in here and check this out. Yeah, Molten Boulder is a lot better, and I like that it can pair with things now. It is going to be your spammable skill. So we will most definitely mess with that. So as far as the rest... Oh, they gave us IK. Okay, cool. So we'll equip that. Why not? Sure. It's like, you're gonna give it to me. I'll do it. Don't make me do it. Okay, so we need... I think it's like 200 something strength. But I think we get strength from some of our other gear. Yeah, that's 110. I think that's the start of our strength stuff. 65 from that. And, yeah, 65. So 110. So we need to get up to 110 to start. Yeah, that cooldown fix adjustment is going to make the Fire Druid at least viable in Hell. Not great, but viable. Oh, yeah, I need to look at the throwing skills. I'm not entirely sure it's going to... I'm not entirely sure a throw barb is really test worthy, but I will be doing a build on it most likely for the changes that are coming in. So let's go ahead and throw that in. So we need to go ahead and load those into our belt so we have room. Those look fine. But what we're curious about is this. Enemy damage taken plus 20%. I'm curious how that's applied. Is it going to be a curse application? In which case it'd be fighting with the fear on it, so that wouldn't be a thing. The fear is going to override any amp damage that you have, just as a heads up, so don't expect to be breaking immunities and using this. But the enemy damage taken is interesting. Yeah, Orb Hydrosaurus is amazeballs. So that I do 100% like the Orb Hydrosaurus. Oh, I don't want to add them all to strength right now. I need to get some vitality on this guy. So we're trying to get it up to the point where we actually have the... I think there's I think it's control click or something like that to add just 5, but I'm not too worried about it. Okay, so now we're glowy. So combat skills, we've got double throw, just getting some attack rating, and it's gotten damage now and gets double swing bonus as usual. So that's going to be a nice one. Combat mastery throwing is 8% chance of pierce to start. Probably gets up to... We can actually look. I don't mind wasting points. So at level 7, it's 32, and it has reducing... Yeah, so it's got... Oh, crap. Brain fart is what the word I'm thinking of. Diminishing returns. There we go. So, yeah, you got 48% chance to pierce at level 26, which is about where you're going to have your combat skills on a properly equipped guy. So, you do still need to get some other pierce. Is it worth it to alternate Orb Blizzard as a cold sorceress? That build is getting stronger with this change. Hold control for the 5, yeah. So what about the new Grim Totem? Yeah, that's what I'm curious about on here. So we're going to go for War Cries. We're just going to go straight down this tree. And it gets an extra 5% from Find Potion. So if we go 20 there... Okay, that might actually be worth it. And if we increase the radius... So we have 35 points to kind of like mess around with what we want to mess around with. I'll do 1 point in each of these. Just because I'm not interested in Warcry. We already know what it's going to be. It's going to be a boost in damage of about 30%. With Razor Tail, it would be... Razor Tail gives you 33%. So that would push us up to 81% at level 26 Pierce. Which isn't bad. I mean, that's going to pierce most of the time. The thing is, it doesn't have AoE on it. You don't have, like, triggers on your piercing stuff that's going to be super useful. So, yeah, we don't really have two amazing things here. I just need to grab some kind of... Actually, I know what I should grab. I'm going to grab Berserk. Because Berserk is magic damage. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. We're going to test this out for sure. I might even try to make a build around that after I go offline today, just to kind of like mess around with it a little bit, because it does intrigue me. I was not expecting the enemy damage taken to be 120% with full synergy. That was an unexpected change. We're going to go ahead and max out Berserk because we can. And, yeah, we're going to regret this. Just putting that out there. We are going to regret this. So, 1, 2... I don't really need that. We're going to get Grim. We're going to get this on left click. And we don't have amazing stuff, but we are actually equipped, so we can whack stuff. New jump speed? Oh, yeah. Thank you for mentioning that one. What the You decline. Thank you. Sorry for the loud noises. I forgot I had my ringtone on. You just heard some Cowboy Bebop. I'm going to get a copyright strike. Damn it. No, probably not. But I need to turn my ringtone off because I don't want to hear that right now. This is what happens whenever I stream during the day. I forget that I have all this going. There we go. Okay. Grimward, I don't think it's going to be OP because it still causes enemies to flee. So, did they really leave a message? It said scam likely. No, they didn't leave a message. Whatever. Okay, anyway, new leap speed. Sorry, I got distracted by being yelled at by my phone. So we've got leap attack, we've got regular leap, so we'll use leap attack to kind of show that off. So EF. And those are our 3 war cries. That should be good. Gold Plains. First things first, leap. Leap speed is better. And we just shattered him. Oh yeah, we have cold damage. Oops. We are shattering everything. Can I have a corpse, please? Nope. No corpse for you. I keep reading. We have cold damage, and we are literally shattering everything. Nope. There's a corpse. Okay, so we need to get something... Oh, nope, they're running away. No, we need corpses near us. Oh, wow, that is a significant slow. I like that. That slow actually makes this viable. Okay, so that's kind of neat. I like that slow. The barbarian actually got some good perks. Been trying to contact your joke, but you would not be. Oh wow. Yeah, that slow is brutal. I wonder if that affects players. Hopefully that does not affect players. I mean, we're gonna one-shot it anyway, but if that slow affects players, that's gonna be incredibly OP. Because you will have to clear the battlefield before you do any kind of PvP for that. Let's go ahead and do leap. Yeah, not bad. Because we were just whacking it in the face. Interesting. So I'm not bothered by that. That is actually a good change. The frenzy change, by the way, is just going to increase the duration as you level up your whatchamacallit. This increased stamina increases the duration of frenzy, so you can actually have a longer lasting frenzy. Barb is the new melee necro now, possibly, and that I need to probably test this out against some higher level enemies. I'm kind of afraid because we're scoosh. But we do actually, with IK, it's not that bad. We might be able to do it. We're not fully equipped, but we're equipped enough. But yeah, the new leap speed, definitely good. Sounds like it's plus damage, so it was stack. You can't stack it with amp because, if you notice, they get the the green squigglies from terror, from fear, basically affect it. It'll override your amp damage. So each time it does a little whomp out, the little like refresh on the curses, this will override any kind of amp damage and stuff on there. So you can't stack it with amp. And I'm not entirely sure if it's actually improving physical damage or if it's all damage. Because it does say just enemy damage taken. It doesn't say physical damage. That's something that's going to need testing. So up we go. Let's see. I should probably do bloop, bloop. Just give myself extra life. Let's find some bodies. These guys are cold immune. Okay, so drop that out. But you can see how they get terror. And it seems to be doing something weird with the extra fast. Because if you notice, like, one of these decided they were just like, I am balls to the walls madman. I am mad lad. And he just went like super fast. Whereas the rest of these, it's not so much. But that green stuff overrides amp damage. I can tell you that right away. Oh, desync. Desync! No! I need corpse. I need corpse. Give me corpse. There's an immune... immune to cold, please. There you go. But, yeah. See, the extra fast, it doesn't seem to be affecting him as much. I think that's because of how it's applying it. It's applying it to the percentage boost as opposed to the base. So you'll see less impact on the extra fast guys. And they'll still come back towards you if Grimwarded. It's just not as consistent because it changes their AI behavior is all it does. So... bloop. See how that one's... It was able to come towards us, but... Can we get rid of you? There's a... Run away, you fools! And some of these are still relatively quick with this. So it's going to be kind of hard to hit them with this kind of like particular setup. But some enemies have different speed running away. You think those enslaved always run away really fast. That one had extra fast on it as well. But you can see these are the extra fast ones. And I wonder if it affects their attack speed too. Let's go ahead and get this going. And it looks like it does. Hi. But it seems like a fairly useful tool. Main use I can see for it is if you're paired up with, say, an Amazon or something like that. Someone with like multi-shot or a sorceress or something that does ranged damage to like groups fairly well. I can see that being a lot more useful for this, because then you can drop it at the front. You are the tank, and then you are up there, you are tanking, you are getting all the aggro first. You pop one, and then you Grim Ward, and then they multi-shot go out. The PTR is live right now. The actual patch, they have not announced a official release date. So, but yeah, the Grim Ward seems interesting. None of the rest of the other abilities really seem like they got that much of a change. Like the Frenzy change, it's a few extra seconds of that for increased stamina. I don't see myself ever using that. You do have just your normal damage boost from the rest of the stuff that it had before. You have Pierce on Throwing Mastery, which is welcome, and you have extra damage on Double Throw. So Throw Barb is better. Is it good? Probably not. I don't think it'll ever be like as amazing as a Frenzy Barb, unless they start giving you something like... I'm trying to think what would make Double Throw useful compared to Frenzy. Maybe give it the Berserk synergy as well? Which would be... The Throw Barb is better, but still not great. It's a fun, gimmicky kind of build that, yes, I have played several times. And it is viable, it's just not amazing. It's like, there are better melee options. Okay, so the other things we wanted to try. So we've done Barb, we've done a little bit of Necro. Necro didn't really get many changes. We've done the Sorceress, which was the Hydra Orb, mainly. We could do some other things like the Blizzard Orb if we really wanted to. We want to try Nova on her, but yeah, we'll drop in on a Nova. So let's... Yeah, we did Grim Ward. Grim Ward Throw Barb would actually be a good combo. That's a good call out there. Kabizzle. The problem is not itself, it's the quantity of ammo on their throwing weapons. Yes. I do wish that I wish they would have given Double Throw the piercing effect and given the weapon, the like throwing weapon mastery, a replenishment while you are holding the weapon. If that makes sense. Basically, it would have required some recoding on their part, but basically have it where if you have a point in throw mastery, it would actually tick in a point. And yes, we do need to try the Act 5 Mercenaries. I'm thinking we try that on... Amazon got some changes. But... let's go ahead and test out this guy. Blah, blah. Necroskeleton mages feel about the same as they did before. They're a little bit more potent, but it's not enough that your average player is going to notice a difference. We tried that out after the Hydra Sorceress. What they threw on these guys is really freaking random. Why didn't they give me the Griswold set? Let me have that. Let's see. So the main thing that changed on the Paladin were these right here. The Holy Shock, Holy Freeze, Holy Fire things. We also got to change to Thorns. Ew. Only 8 damage. Oh, Jeebus. We're going to have to look at that in just a minute. I'm just looking at these to make sure. Okay, yeah, they actually talk about the maximum resists. And Fist of the Heavens. I'm going to test out the timing on it. I'm not going to worry too much about it. This looks like it's going to keep going down as you level it up. So you'll slowly decrease the damage to self as you level that up further. So let's look at Thorns. I'm going to regret putting points into this. So it's 8 per level right now. And we got skill reset tokens. Let's just look. Yeah, that's ass. I mean, you can get that from gear. So if we just like dump all these on there, I can test Dual Dream in single player. But we're just going to test this out on there. I want to see how fast this scales. Doesn't look like it's terribly faster. They did increase the synergies for them as well. Let's see. 39 to 102 versus 1 to 332. That is better. And with the synergy, I don't know if I still have Trogdor set up as Trogdor. Not impressed. Let's go ahead and pop that on. Just Naked Holy Fire. We'll go out to Cold Plains and hopefully find some rogues rather than an encampment. Let me find some rogues first. Oh, nope, we found Fallen. The one thing that I didn't want to find. There you go. It's doing damage. So I imagine Trogdor is going to be relatively reasonable on the amount of damage he does AoE. Because before, this used to actually cause some issues, but as they're getting up closer, it's actually doing okay. We could switch over to the lightning, yeah. Now we can actually hurt them all. So, let's see. Up close, it doesn't... I mean, it does double damage up close. So if we stick close, it's going to do more AoE damage. I don't see this being like a particularly common strategy. And yes, we will try Double Dream. Just not right this second. So, just eating these guys... Oh, hi. Ouch. Just seeing how long it takes to take them down. Not too terribly long considering we're naked. So, you could actually run this into hell. You could probably run the fire one into hell too, but you'd actually have to have some physical damage to deal with the Fallens and stuff, because they're a fairly common problem early on, but not too insane. I'm glad we got the sword-wielding ones. The spear ones would have been immune to lightning. No, or the... Yeah, I think the spear ones are immune to lightning here. I can never remember for sure. Come at me, bros. There we go. But yeah, it does double damage whenever they're like right up next to you, as opposed to single damage. But whenever you're talking about like the min-max on Holy Shock, it's a little bit less impressive because you'll roll those ones every now and then. That's, oh no, we dealt 2 damage. Woo! Yay! It's like, no. But that's not too terrible. I'm slightly curious how that's going to be in the long run. This character should be named Spin Cycle because he runs in circles. It's just the Paladin test thing. I did have a character named Spin 2N, so... How are the Blood Golem and Fire Golem now? We haven't tested them. We're about to. We can actually do those in just a minute. But that's all I wanted to check on the Paladin. Paladin, not very interesting. We have the conversion thing. It's whatever. Conversion is interesting, but it's going to be used for trolling more than anything. There's more set items, low-level uniques, high-level uniques. We've got the Amazon and the... We actually need to set up the bow and stuff for the Amazon and gear for the Assassin. So, high-level uniques. Let's just go into a game and we'll transfer them over there. We could just dump them straight into the other thing. So, high-level uniques. What do you have on you, my dude?
Good day.
We've got a bunch of barbarians we could have been doing some of this random stuff on. We got Reaper's Toll... Storm Shield. Do we have... I mean, it's not bad stuff. I was kind of hoping for something different in here. Because he does not have one thing that is actually mildly important to me. And that would be a... whatchamacallit? Crap. The unique Scourge. Stormlash. Doesn't have one. Makes me sad. But it's fine. So, let's go ahead and dump those all over. We don't even have actually good javelins in here either. Which kind of concerns me. Maybe they put them on her. That would be fine if they did. That would actually be a plus at least. So let's dump those. And I don't know why we have Executioner's Justice. That is not a very good weapon. SOJ is in low uniques? Oh, interesting. Okay. I'm not too worried about Stones of Jordan. We can mess around with that in a little bit. But what I'm just curious, yeah, we don't have a good weapon for her. Which is kind of ass. Javelins are on the Amazon? Okay. So we'll make a new one. Poison for you. Titans and Thunderstrokes. Okay, so that's useful enough. I can't think of any pre-made ones. You could have some good rares. I would actually like some replenishing rares. Oh, she actually has bows too. Sweet. Okay. So the thing that I'm most interested in on her, there's been changes. Like the strafe is going to be more powerful. That's kind of a given. That's fine. It's good. Strafe is going to be pleasant. Multi-shot is just going to be its usual self. We've got the cooldowns separated, so you could do like Immolation Arrow after summoning your Valkyrie, which is about the only thing that really changes. These I need to test out as well. Just because we need to see if they actually interrupt stuff still. Impale and Fend are actually on my list, and yes, you can use those with Javelins, it's fine. But the one that interests me the most is this. Oh, it's over 3 seconds. They said in the thing it was supposed to be 4 seconds, did they not? But see, this one goes up. It's just going to keep going up to the sky. But 2,000 damage. Yeah, that's a little... for level 21, that's actually not bad. I was trying to like go through my head like, is this going to be close? It's close enough. Have you tried out the Act 3 Fire Mercenary yet? It has a good enchant. The thing is, it only casts it whenever there's enemies nearby. It seems to be following the if enemies are nearby, run random spell kind of check. I do wish that if it was in town, it would just passively cast enchant, just constantly, every few seconds. Just fill up your team with enchant, but it wouldn't cast it in town for me. Maybe it was just a weird thing on my end, but that's going to be a drawback on it. That's going to be in my feedback, I think, that the Act 3 Fire Mercenary needs a little tweak to that. So Fend, we have that. It's supposed to be increased speed, so we'll try it out. Impale, let's see. It's going to be guaranteed hit. Always hits, uninterruptible. But it still rapidly degrades the weapon, which is going to be a reason why you want to use it with javelins. Stabby's on. Bear Druid we did one. It was unimpressive. It depends on what kind of Bear Druid you want. We do still need to check out Fireclaw, but overall, it was about the same as before. Same for the summons. But yeah, these are going to be going there. Let's go ahead and drop those in. Slow Missile. I do want to try that out. Got 6 points to spare, unfortunately. So stat-wise, we want strength and dexterity for our gear, of course. So that... Go Titans, why not? Because it has replenishing quantity, we'll use that with Plagues. So, let's see. We need to get enough strength and dexterity for everything, so let's get Thunderstroke up. But overall, it wasn't a terrible change. I mean, it's fine. And that would have been probably about 20-30 minutes ago, as far as the VOD goes. I am going to leave this. It's going to be unlisted after the stream, but I am going to leave it on the channel. If you guys need to check out how any of these are performing, you can check them out on there. It will still be up. It will still be available to like kind of skim through and see how they do. We're just kind of like testing them in random spots. I might make some like specific builds for like making videos on over the next few days, so we can kind of see how they compare. I am definitely making one on the Hydra Sorceress and the Fire Druid, because those both did pretty decent. I actually liked those. So we've got that going. And we'll just go... I need to double check if I have the stats for the rest of this stuff. So we'll grab that. They didn't give us any good armor. That's fine. Go ahead and swap that out instead. So since we're poison, we'll go with that. Oh, no. We'll go with that. Why not? We can be weird. We can mess around with stuff. Storm Shield is fine. I think that's all we have that we really would be using in here. I mean, we could throw on some other stuff, but nothing too insane is on here. And we'll grab... there. We'll just throw stuff on. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, we look scary. Is Impale still slow as hell? Because that would be disappointing. We don't have any really good increased attack speed, so don't take this as like the final thing. We'll look at what this looks like for a normal stab, though. It's not... It's still slow, but it's not the worst thing ever. Let's go ahead and compare it to a normal one. That's the normal stab. And we actually have fairly decent stab speed with this. So it's about, I'd say about half, maybe a third the speed. Because that's looking like about 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5. It's about 1 attack per second, whereas we get like 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1,000. So it's about 3 attacks. So it's about 1/3 the speed. But it is always hit. It does a bunch of damage. It does slows enemies, and you do want to use this with replenishing javelins. I'm just going to say that again in case people forget. You want to use Impale with replenishing javelins, just because that will save you a bunch of pain. But it's not bad. I don't think it's terrible. But what we really want to check here is Plague Javelin. Where are you guys? Bloop. Much better. I mean, those guys are not going to take a ton of damage from it regardless because they're zombies. But yeah, they're not bad. And then we can use Fend. I mean, it's not doing a whole lot, but if we can get up close, bloop, bloop. Oh yeah, we're out of mana. Haderp. Because that guy's mana burn. Okay, so that's not bad. And I just drank both of those. It's whatever. We'll use gold to buy some actual potions in just a minute. But I can see this with actual proper gear should actually do decent damage. So Plague Javelin, it's not necessarily the new meta. It's not going to beat out Lightning Fury. But it will at least be competitive with the Poison Necromancer. So it will be better for just general use, in my opinion. So we'll go ahead and get one of those. We will go ahead and fill up these. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Get that, and we are looking good. Oh yeah, those are already full. Sweet. That said, just a word to the devs. You guys are heathens for how you arrange your inventories. just gonna put that one out there. Heathens, I say. Satan. Right aligned for life. But yeah, I could see this being a... Not necessarily with this gear. This gear is just whatever trash we found on the stuff they gave us. But I could see this being a fairly decent, like, poison alternative. You need to figure out your piercing, which is going to probably come from a Jeweler's Monarch of Deflection, if I had to guess. Is where you're going to get your poison piercing. But you can see Champion Zombie. It's actually not bad for poison damage, considering how resistant they are. Fend is not bad. Let's go ahead and max out our life so we don't die immediately while doing this. You can see we can get a decent number of stabs going. It's a lot faster. It has a less recoil. That's going to make the Fend Zon insane. Jesus Christ. I just realized that. We can respec and look at the bows in just a minute. But you'll notice with each stab, we actually... Let's go ahead and get these guys in here, like up close to us. You can see we don't have the recoil that we had before. It's literally just... We are ripping through things. With a real setup, this would actually be kind of dangerous. Okay. I can appreciate this. And with Dracul's Grasp, that's actually not terrible. But yeah, this guy's just going to be a pain in the butt. He's cursed and all kinds of nasty stuff. Boop. You can see when we throw that, these guys just die in a heartbeat. Because it's a 3-second poison with several thousand damage. But yeah, I like both of them. I like the Fend change. The Fend change is very, very, very going to be good. Impale is very freaking slow. Let's go ahead and E and F. I don't care about the physical immune guy. We'll go after you. But it's still... Impale is still painfully slow. But it is guaranteed hit. So you don't have to worry about your chance to hit. So that might be the go-to for probably lightning-based builds whenever you are dealing with the immunes. When does 2.4 go public? They have not officially announced it. The PTR is live, but I don't know when the actual like patch goes live. Because they have not told us. And also, one thing you can do is throw this and then swap over to the Death's Web. And you can usually get more poison damage out of it for the piercing.
I need mana.
But it's not bad considering these guys are poison resistant. You just need to figure out a way to break the immunities. So, yeah, it's definitely improved. And that basically makes it so you can go normal through hell with a poison Javazon build and not be completely gimped. So, as far as the bow, I was less interested in the bow changes. I still am. I mean, they're going to be good. The strafe Boazon is going to be amazeballs. But we'll just grab that. We could do Wind Force. But I like the look of this better. It's the only reason I like the look of it better. Aesthetics for life. So, let's see. We do need to grab another one of these tokens. We're going to run out of these in the first day. Gosh darn it. Oh, yeah. It's going to piss people off if I don't do it. So, let's go ahead and control click. Okay, and then control click U until we can actually use the bow. I think, yeah, we've got enough. And then the rest into that.
Hi there.
Strafe is no longer penalized. So we'll go ahead and throw that in there. But basically it does full damage now. Da-da-da-da. It gets damage plus % and it doesn't have the penalty anymore. You guesstimate 2 to 4 weeks till it goes live. I would guess closer to 2 weeks if I had to just randomly guess. I do need to actually do some proper testing on it to see if there's any bugs that I find, but unless I find some bugs, I will be wagering closer to 2 weeks. But this... There we go. Guided arrow I'm not interested in. Oh, wow. Actually, magic arrow's conversion rate is good. So at level 30, we have 63% conversion, which is pretty good. Freeze arrows. Let's see. Yeah, no other big changes over here. So yeah, we can look at freeze arrows. The freeze arrows didn't get any changes, though. So that's kind of like meh. They didn't change any. So, but yay, conversions. I like the conversion rates. I like high conversion rates so we can actually do other elements of damage. So, multi-shot didn't get any changes. Guided arrow got a... I don't think it actually got any changes either, did it? I know strafe did. I know strafe got its penalty removed. So let's go ahead and slap on a strafe here. We wanted to try out an Act 5 Barbarian as well, didn't we? So let's go ahead and grab one of those. Let's go grab a bigger brute to stand in front of us while we strafe and test that out. Yep, the fire tree is the one that got the bonuses. And even then, they're not that great of bonuses. Because this right here, yeah, it's going to get more like damage per second on the fire damage, but still, it's a fart compared to Firewall. And Firewall is just good. It's not going to be game breaking. So, yeah. So let's go ahead and grab Qualkick. Hi, Qualkick. How you do? Higher. Which one do we choose? Egthio. Testicle. Ulf. Cord. A knife. Edmund. Well, we'll go with Albin, because Al. How do I like the mercenary changes? We haven't tried all of them. Avoid. I mean, we can get those again. We got higher level ones now, so we should be able to actually see those. But I'm I'm interested in Strafe, of course. It's going to just be good for my builds. But I still think the biggest change for the Amazon is going to be Plague Javelin and Impale. I think Fend is going to get slept on, but it's actually a lot better than it was. Oh, we want Ulf. I can get Ulf. No one voted, so I was like, just go with it. So let's go ahead and get Ulf. Hi, Ulf. There you go. We now have an Ulf. And we will maybe equip him. I don't know if we... Yeah, we got a sword. Got Crown of Thieves. There you go. Half-naked barbarian. Oh, he can't... Oh, yeah. He doesn't have dexterity for crap. There you... Nope. What? You have enough dexterity for that, dick. You've got enough dexterity. Use it, damn it. Oh, let's see. Fine, since you don't want to use a sword, I could transfer one.
Can I help you?
But we could also just buy one. What's the biggest sword you got, my dude? 105. Yeah, we'll just go with that. Why not? There you go. You got a big sword. Level requirement? He's level 84. That should be only... Yeah, that's only level 8. Oh, it is required level 85. Thank you for catching that one. I was just being oblivious. He can use one-handed swords as well. Actually, he gets a damage buff from one-handed swords. One-handed swords get double the damage. Ulf eats the cats? Yes. I'm glad I'm not the only one who knows that show. It feels like a fever dream. Actually, it was all of the dodge skills that had the bug. Basically, next hit always misses is a bug that a lot of people argue about, and some people say it's still in there, some people say it's not. It's an odd bug, but basically what happens is in Lord of Destruction, whenever your attack is interrupted by evade or avoid and stuff like that, you'll actually keep attacking on your screen, and every hit after will miss, because on the server, you've been interrupted, and you're not able to actually do those attacks. So it's like, that's not a real attack. Lost. That's not a real attack. It misses. That's not a real attack. It misses. That kind of stuff. So it just does its own little thing. In Lord of Destruction, they fix it so that the client and server actually agree, and yes, it happens whenever you're playing single player too, because you're actually hosting the server locally while playing on your own personal server. So you actually have client and server on, and they will still disagree because they're programmed differently. So, but the way they fixed it is they made them agree, so now that if you're interrupted, you'll be interrupted on client side as well. So you won't actually keep attacking and missing constantly. That's how they fixed it. There are other things that are related to the interruptions, like the miss shots kind of stuff, that are sometimes lumped in with next hit always misses. Like whenever you'll see a fireball go backwards and stuff like that. That is a slightly different bug. So it's still related to interrupts, but it's different. And if you ever see a fireball go backwards, it just won't hit anything. But let's go ahead and fight something. Let's go to Stony Field. Let's see if we can find a leg and go into cows or something. And we'll see how often Mr. Big Brute here actually casts his... He's not casting it very often. I wish he would cast it more often. And yeah, we're going to be kind of strafe locked a little bit. Just because we don't have terribly fast attack speed. And honestly, okay, so yeah, we could actually, if we get attacked and actually dodge, we'll be testing the thing. And it does not seem to be interrupting us. Because we're getting attacked and not getting hit constantly. So we are evading some of these. Okay, so yeah, not too bad. Strafe, we're not going to be able to see its true power on this particular character, but it's going to be fine. Because, yeah, it's doing okay damage. For what we have, that's actually not bad. So, that was probably about what I'd expect from this. So, that's not terrible. And I didn't notice him using his ability very often. So if he's not using Battle Cry, that might be an issue. So you get to shoot all them. And as long as we have something fleshy to eat, we should be fine. But we don't have something fleshy to eat, so we need Magic Arrow. Time to test out Magic Arrow. Can I actually swap to Magic Arrow, please? Thank you. And no, we don't have Pierce set up, so it's okay. There he goes. He used it. He used Battle Cry like 3 or 4 times. Yeah, I wasn't paying attention to him constantly. I was just more watching strafe and watching to see if we dodged. But yeah, Battle Cry is actually a really good skill. I think people are sleeping on just how impactful that is. Because the way that's going to change things is Battle Cry, I think even at his level, is over 100% reduction. No, it's only at 88% reduction. Oh no, we just basically have a free conviction from a mercenary. Yeah, he is using Bash a lot. That's kind of their default though. And I don't mind them using Bash. Bash is fine. I would rather him use Stun, but either's fine. See, there was a stun. Okay, so it seems to be fairly balanced. It's like once every like maybe 5 or 6 attacks, which is fine. Now, is it going to compare to an Act 2 mercenary? Yes. So Act 5 useful. Act 5 falls into the useful club. Because you'll notice as soon as they get their reduced defense, we pretty much hit almost every arrow. That's because they're down to like maybe a couple hundred defense. So definitely consider that one a good change. I think the only complaint I've had about the mercenaries so far has been that it would be nice if the Act 3 fire mercenary would cast enchant while in town. It's about the only thing I can think of that would actually make it a little bit nicer. Because the Act 3 mercenary is... he basically only does it whenever he's in combat. So anytime he would cast a fireball, he has a chance of casting enchant instead. So you pretty much just have to stay in combat to keep enchant up, which makes him a lot less useful for, say, a low-level summoner to use, for example. So... and since we're not keeping anything, I'm not bothering to pick up any of the items that could potentially be good. Like that spear right there could potentially be kind of useful in the future. But we don't get to keep these characters, so. And that is strafe. Overall, I think it does pretty good. The enchant should be made a mass buff. If he cast it in town, it would basically be functional like that, so you could actually sit in town and wait for him to actually fully charge you up. On the Barbarian side note, you recommend a Tasmanian Devil, Whirlwind, Leap Attack, and Grim Ward. Don't know if it's viable, but for sure it's fun. That does sound kind of fun. And Whirlwind would let you keep up with stuff. Leap Attack would let you catch up to stuff. So you'd probably like Leap Attack to the front of a pack away from a Grim Ward, and then Whirlwind back through it. If I had to like decide on an approach to that. Oh no, Mercenary, don't. No, Mercenary, come back here. We need some good old-fashioned, there you go, life tap to keep him alive. Or just good old-fashioned full rejuves. Yeah, he's getting ripped to pieces there. Actually, it's because he's using the Battle Cry that he's getting kind of ripped to pieces. Okay. And yes, I see there's a physical immune Griswold in there. But it's fine. We got to test him out for as much as we wanted to. So overall, Barbarian, good change. I actually like that one. Strafe, about is what I expected, honestly. Can I? Yeah. Ooh, Strafe Lock is a little bit more egregious. Yeah. Especially whenever we're slowed down like this. So let's go ahead and save and exit. So we tried out some things on the Amazonian. So we have the Assassin left to do. We've done the Sorceress a bit. I mean, you still need to do Nova on her. We've done the... We could actually show that off. We've done the Paladin, Barbarian, Druid, Necro, Amazon. So we have Assassin and Necro pretty much left. We can do Nova Source as well. Let's do Nova Source first. Why does she look like she's holding a staff? Couldn't they make the mercenaries smarter? It would be nice. They doubt they will. I highly doubt we'll ever see smart mercenaries. That's probably what I would expect to get the mana burn bug fixed before we ever get smart mercenaries. Bladeson is definitely on the list to try. Okay, so we've got her chilling here. We're going to go with... We're going to need actually faster cast. And we put on the whatever robes. That sucks. Okay. There's a... Actually, we'll go with this anyway. So, we need a little bit of strength. Let's just go up to 100. Why not? Get the stuff equipped. Yay! That gets us the minus lightning resist. It's the main reason I put that on. So let's see. We wanted to do Nova. We've already done Hydra. Hydra's good. Hydra's solid. Hydra's fun. But yes, the mana burn bug would be nice. We want to check out both the Novas, I think. I don't care about Thunderstorm. I like the idea of Thunderstorm. I love the idea of Thunderstorm, really, but the thing is, it's not going to be insane because it's just one target. If it had like a chain lightning effect, that would be making it useful. Act 2 Mercenary reminds you of Ralph Wiggum from The Simpsons. Yep, I'm in danger. He's in constant danger. Okay, so that's actually not bad considering we're not all plus skilled up. If we were all plus skilled up, this would probably be in the 3,000 something range. So, and also we have the like complete screen static field we can use with it, which I'm not sure. If I was going to make a synergy to try to get something used with it, I would have made Thunderstorm and Nova like interlinked. Like synergies, basically have Nova get it from Thunderstorm and Thunderstorm get it from Nova. This used to be a thing. Anyway, so yeah. And I don't think this is going to be terribly insane. So 103 to 117 base with Blizzard and Frozen Orb as its synergies. I mean, it'll be okay. It's just going to be mana hungry. I say as I have Nova here. For some, Frost Nova is more Nova for more mana hungry than than normal Nova. So it's just kind of like whatever. But let's go ahead and just zap a few things with this. I'm not too concerned about testing it like massively. I'm just going to see if it feels okay for having pretty much nothing invested in it. So, and those guys are the lightning immune varieties. Yeah, that feels fine. That feels fine, like, just in general. And yes, you're going to hear a dog in the background. It's just part of doing this early. So, yeah, that doesn't feel bad. It feels about like normal Nova. I think our Infinity Nova, unfortunately, I don't have her geared up right now, is going to be a little bit different. But, yeah, that's pretty solid. I thought that was pretty good. Just for, like, nothing really invested at all kind of setup. So, what next? Just a minute. Dog screaming. Yeah, he's going to be screaming in the background off and on, unfortunately. But let's go ahead and check something real quick. I need to see what gear I need to actually put on her. So we have all the stuff that we had from before. Yeah, we've got just the usuals. We got dual Ravenfrost. I don't have her weapon on her, so we need to transfer over her weapon, which I'm trying to remember what I had on her. Also, yeah, we've got basic junk on her. So I'm going to save and exit. You're going to see a blank screen for just a minute. I'm going to be transferring items onto them using Go Mule. Let's go ahead and minimize that. I really don't like that dog right now. He is squealing. Oh, it's complaining that the game is still running. The game needs to close. Damn it. Please close. Please close. Come on. There you go. So we need to actually put her weapon on her. I forget what I actually had on her. That's one nice thing about making your own videos. You can actually go look at what you had on them. They really need to control the dog. So let's see. She was down here, Blade Fury. We've got this loaded up. I'm going to go ahead and just pop on in. You're going to hear my voice doubled up for just a second. In Diablo 2. Okay, we had Death on her. So that's actually on our Barbarian. So what we want to do is grab Barbarian, swap out Death, grab just whichever one. It doesn't even matter which one. Throw that on her. I think she's good. Yeah, she's good. And we could actually equip Sparky while we're in here. Take off of that and give her... I think we actually have Infinity still on her. Yeah, we do. So Infinity with Skin of Viper Magi. And the usual setup for her should be good. She doesn't have boots on, but she'll be fine. What does her mercenary have? Does he have the insight still? Yes. Okay, so he'll be fine. So go ahead and close that. Close that and we'll open up Diablo 2 again. Yeah, all you see is darkness because I had to close the game to actually use Go Mule. That's a downside of Go Mule. Is that you'll end up with a... Did we already test Holy Fire? Sort of. I will load up another character with that. We're hopping back over into the single player stuff, but while Diablo 2 is open, I can't edit the character files, which means Go Mule doesn't work. Because the way it works is because it just loads things in and out of the game stuff, so... I know. I'm aware! It's just give it a minute. Thank you for the heads up, though. So play, hell. So we've got Bladeson. But yeah, I have to close the game to actually get Go Mule to transfer items. So, and it's because the shared stash, if you guys are wondering what it's from. So let's see. I do have you still set up for it. Yeah, I do. Okay, so this is our Bladeson, just same as the video. We've got Death on there. This is one of my Death axes. I have the other one on the Barbarian. I don't know if I used this one for the video or not, but this is one. We have Lava Gout, Fortitude. This is for attack rating. Got concentration on him. I should probably actually have a Infinity on him instead, but it's Infinity would be better because that allows us to attack things easier. So what we need to do is... Oh, I didn't transfer over the respecs. No! Do I really want to go black screen again just to do that? Probably. Because that's going to boost us up to about 500 damage per blade. Just on PC right now for the PTR, unfortunately. It's one reason why I decided to do this stream early, so we can actually do some more stuff later. Assassin is in the characters test. She's in there. But she's... doesn't have all the gear I want to show off the particular setup. But this is just the normal Bladeson, just kind of going along. So she does some work there. But I don't have a token of absolution on a character right now.
So I can't swap that out. Do I have... Actually, I do. Good call. I think I have it in Nightmare. We can check, though, if we have one in Hell.
Good day.
Yes, we do. Okay. Bonk. I hate using those, but it's fine. I have plenty of tokens. Does Lacerator proc with Blade Fury? With Blade Fury, I can't remember whether Lacerator is on attack or on strike. But Blade Fury will trigger on strike stuff. It will not trigger on attack stuff. Flame Trap is not good. It's not bad. It's just about the same as it was before. You don't have it on the online characters? She's kind of buried in there, but let's go ahead and get our gear up first. So let's go ahead and get strength for all of our stuff. We'll go ahead. We don't really need dexterity on this one, so I'm just going to go ahead and go full vitality. Okay, so we want to see. Of course, we do want the level, at least level 1 Death Sentry. So we want 20 in that. And we want to max out both Blade Sentinel and Blade Shield. We're not going to use Blade Shield, though. We're not going to actively use it. You haven't played D2 for many months, and it amazes you how you've never used a Blade Fury. Blade Fury is not super popular because a lot of people misunderstand how to use it. It was actually strong before, so Plague isn't going to be anything but swords, yeah. We are going to be using Orb Hydra on an actual proper build video. I expect build videos coming out over the course of this week. But yeah, Blade Fury is one of those you have to build your build around. Let's see, martial arts I don't need anything in. And then boop, 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 boop. We got a master there. I think we're good. So we've got a base of 900 to 915 on that. So without any auras or anything like that, we do a few thousand damage. So that's not bad. We'll just dump the rest into Death Sentry. Lacerator is on striking, so that means that it will trigger on Lacerator. But you won't be doing a lot of damage with your main. So, but with this change right here, that might actually be somewhat of an idea to use. So anyway, got Mercenary there chilling with Pride. Let's see how much damage this does. Oh yeah, we don't have the stuff set up. So you need to be boop. That. And we have like the Death Sentry traps, of course. So let's go get ourselves into cow level with this, because I have a feeling this is going to actually wreck some nonsense. Is it going to be overpowered? Probably not. Is it going to be strong? Yes. That said, if we actually wanted to use this in a serious context, we'd put Infinity on the Mercenary to guarantee our hits. But as it stands, we actually, I think we have, yeah, a fairly decent setup here. We just need probably a bit more attack rating. We could go max block as well. But let's go Stony Field. Let's go ahead and just nuke some things real quick. So what kind of threats do we have? Not a ton. Okay. Well, that's a little bit stronger. And the trick to this is just don't aim directly for the enemy. You actually want to be kind of just shooting in their general direction and move your mouse like this and not actually lock onto them specifically. That's one of the secrets to Blade Fury. It's basically like running Inferno and stuff like that. You don't want to actually lock on. You actually want them to just kind of run into it. You want to be, I am shooting in your general direction, you will feel pain. Where is Mr. Dingus? There he is. Hi, guy. Bonk. Woo, yay. Nice. So far it's working okay. But yeah, if Lacerator is on striking, it will trigger on using Blade Fury. So that's a good way to deliver amp if you really want to do that.
But yeah, we have pretty good chances to hit. And our shadow is actually doing things as well. Don't die, mercenary, please. Oh, we don't have a way to deal with him. No. Gonna run away from him. You deal with that. Because we didn't set up ourselves for dealing with physical immunes. That would require slightly shifting our setup. Which isn't hard to do, but I don't feel like dealing with it right now. So we've got the leg. We're going to go ahead and do some cows with her real quick with the upgraded. I want to see if we can like one-shot cows. Because if we can get to the point where we're one-shotting cows, we might actually be able to switch off of death onto something that doesn't have crushing blow, but crushing blow is better versus bosses. So we'll see kind of how that works. Secret cow level, whoop-a-doop. Oh, minions. Nice. Probably a physical immune. Nope. Just extra strong, extra fast. That's not bad. Well, we hit things hard. And you can see as soon as we start taking them down, the death sentries just finish them off. So overall, it feels stronger. A little bit. Not a lot bit. And I would probably shift this build around a little bit. We kind of half-assed this one. But I would probably shift it around a bit, get an Infinity Mercenary just so I can guarantee my hits a little bit more. Possibly switch up the weapon to be more damage-focused, maybe, instead of Crushing Blow. But Crushing Blow is doing a lot of work. But this is about... It didn't feel quite this easy before, but this is definitely... I do need to check how much damage we're doing. Hi, big guy. Because I have a feeling it's probably in the 4,000 to 5,000 range. Maybe a little bit higher. Yeah, 5,823. So, yeah. And then we have Enchant going on us as well. So, not bad. Not bad at all. Does take 60 points to reach this. Not sure if it's entirely necessary. Although, since we have an indestructible weapon, we could do Blade Shield. Blade Shield, by the way, the reason you don't use it with a normal ethereal weapon, like if you're using Stormlash or something like that, is because Blade Shield will use up your weapon durability. So, yeah. And 75% weapon damage converted into that. And this is indestructible, yes. Okay. So, Blade Shield has a duration... Oh, wow. They really did improve that. So, our Blade Shield might actually be okay. Let's go ahead and get up... Let them get close. And let that actually do its thing. Not bad, actually. And this is just Blade Shield right now. We don't have anything else running. And it is hitting them. Let's go ahead and get up close to them. The downside of Blade Shield is it's not terribly long ranged. But if you're standing in one place, shooting a bunch of stars out, waiting to build up some corpses, that would actually help you get there. So that is definitely an interesting little thing. Well, we're going to have to identify that. It's probably not something I need. Now you can use it on your Riftsin without casting it constantly. Yeah. Only downside is you will be using up durability. So keep that in mind while you're using your Riftsin. You will need to repair your weapon more often. Actually, I should say you'll need to repair your weapon, because with a Riftsin you usually don't have to bother repairing your weapon. So what do we want to guess it is? Hey, another of 1,000,000 dwarf stars. Woo! Normally I would save that for identification later, but just dump it in there as already identified. So we would identify that later on, like another video or something like that. I need to go through and organize all my un-ID'd stuff. But overall, she's pretty good. Golems, not super impressed. They're about the same as they were before. Fire Golem, I do need to check on the cap on Fire Golem's aura. That is something I do need to check on. So I might do that in just a second. So let's toss those out. We'll load up the online Necromancer to test that because I don't want to respec my Summoner for that. I mean, I have a lot of tokens, but I don't want to burn them all. So, you kill bosses like multiple times a week, you're going to end up with a lot of tokens of Absolution. So, especially considering I was doing like serious grinding for like a year there. So, let's go ahead. Ooh, Elder Staff, cute. As far as the new rune words, obsession and stuff like that, my stance on that one is it's going to be something mainly used by cold sorceresses because they already have their negative resists. Pretty much every other one is going to be better off getting negative resists on their weapon and shield and stuff like that. So like fire and lightning, you want the negative resists more than the plus skills. So that's going to be kind of like cutting them out of using obsession. You're going to prefer infinity or something like that. So, yep, that's dead there. Sweet. And I forget if Sparky has her thing, so we're gonna check that real quick. I forgot if Sparky has her stuff set up. She looks like she's naked. She's not. That's another side effect of using Go Mule, is it doesn't show like what you actually have equipped until you actually load in. It's very weird how it interacts with D2R. And I think I left the scythe in her stash. If not, I just destroyed it. Okay, so we have infinity there. We don't have boots. That's fine. Do I actually have a respec token on her? No. Let's see if we have a quest reset. Because she was made well after I'd gotten a bunch of those, so we might not. Oh, yeah. So our base Nova on her is about 16 to 2161 with just 1 point in that and that going on. So as far as the other stuff we're going to change out, we're going to go ahead and get a respec token on her, I think. So let's go ahead and grab one. I'll transfer it on. You're going to see a black screen again for just a couple seconds, just because I am going to be transferring stuff back onto her. So black screen, uno momento, good sirs and madams. That's because I have it set to game capture rather than desktop capture, because I have a lot of icons on there and I don't necessarily want to spoil what games I'm going to be covering on the other channel soon. So let's go ahead and... Sparky, where are you? There you are. Tokens and dust. Got a ton of dust on there. I should probably start using that up. Come on, pick it up. There you go. Goes in on her. Close that. Close that. And she is ready to go. Back up to the screen. Should be coming back up right about now. Come on. Capture it. There you go. Just going to use Token of Absolution to see what our Infinity Nova Sorceress is going to feel like. But it should feel pretty good. Offline Sparky. Play. Let's go to Hell difficulty. Let's try her out. Come on. Load. You infernal thing. Thank you. I think I have, yeah, I have the Lightning Grand Charms on there. So, we need a little bit more strength. Not a lot of strength. Just enough to wear our belt. Oh, and it's fine, whatever. We'd probably need more than that if we were going to use other things. As far as our stat points, we might go a little bit into energy. We'll see in just a second. So, we definitely want max on those two. We want that max. So let's go ahead and max all three of those out. And if you're wondering why I'm using Infinity on this Sorceress, it's because we get to have meditation and stuff like that. So it's going to be fairly solid. Let's go ahead and get those. I want this up to max. How many points does that leave us? 18? That doesn't make me feel very happy. How's the Fend Impale Amazon? Fend felt a lot better. Impale is still slow as balls, but I have a feeling it'll be useful for the Ubers. slap some crushing blow or something like that on your gear. Use that against the Ubers to just guarantee hits and get some bleeds and stuff like that. Fire Golem, not yet. We're going to do that using the online characters in just a moment. So we've got Lightning Nova going. That would be our setup for Lightning Nova. Not too worried about Thunderstorm. We've got all the important things there maxed out. We've got Warmth maxed out because we definitely need it for that build. What I want is for my... I guess our second one would have to be Orb. Click on it. Thank you. Yeah, we would have to just go Orb as our second element. Because I like having a backup element. Don't be fooled by the low damage on that. It's fine. Hopefully you're doing well, Voodoo. Yeah, you can shift click to max skills. Yeah, I did earlier. I just am debating whether I want to dump into... Let's go ahead and go Cold Plains real quick.
Not enough mana.
Yeah, I definitely want a bit more energy. So we're going to go boop, 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 boop. We're going to go about like maybe 100 something points in there. I'm just kind of like rough-shotting the amount that we're getting here. Let's get up to 1,000. And then we'll just do the rest into life. Yeah, that's actually fine. Okay. So as far as the amount of damage we do with that, it's almost... Okay, 3,000 to 4,000. Okay. So that's going to be nice, I guess. We got teleport still. We got static field that will hit everything on a screen. Look at that range, 26 yards. The screen, like, vertically is like 30 yards. So you are definitely doing a lot of things. Let's go ahead and grab a mana recharge and whoop. Whoop. Oh no, nothing is a threat to us. Yeah, I don't think the damage amount it displays on that is not a reflection of how much damage we're doing. So it says we're doing about 4,000 damage. We're actually doing 6,000. I don't plan on doing Inferno Sorceress. I'm not a big fan of that. It doesn't feel any better to me. The reality is the change that they made to the Inferno Sorceress is basically a fix for a change that they made in D2R. In LOD, you'd actually press Control-Alt, and then you'd aim with it, and you wouldn't be able to... I mean, not Control-Alt, Shift-Alt. And you wouldn't be able to actually target an enemy while pressing Alt. So you were Shift to lock in place and Alt to actually aim things. You'd be able to do that with any ranged ability to prevent you from locking on. In D2R, the Alt button functions differently, because you can actually have the option to turn it on constantly, which is just a thing. Yeah, that's pretty solid. Let's go to Act 5 and check it out there. But I don't really intend to do much with Inferno. There isn't something that... The only way Inferno could be redeemed to me is if they really ramped up the damage, and doubling it isn't going to do that. So... But this is why we have Infinity. Basically, we're doing... Even if the thing is lightning immune beforehand, and we just barely break it, we're doing about 6,000 damage. If it is not lightning immune, we're pretty much guaranteed to be doing about 8,000, 9,000 damage. No, Ladder's not going live today. Ladder's going live whenever the patch releases all the way. So, this is the PTR. This is them saying, we are testing stuff. So you get to actually test the functionality of stuff. If you want to practice like setting up your builds for the ladder, this would actually be a good way to do it. And we have you little bastards there. Oh, no, we're going to die. We're going to die. No. Run away. Hi, big boy. There you go. Just get rid of him. Erase him. But we're trying not to use teleport too much, but it's fine. But yeah, Nova, still strong. Much more of just wiping the floor with everything now.
Afternoon.
If I was playing a little bit more cautious, we'd be perfectly fine. But I'm not playing cautious. I'm just doing random things. We try a martial arts assassin. You think it'll be shit, but you don't see how to spend one charge. It'll help, since you cannot choose the damage of Phoenix Strike. You can choose the damage of it. You can charge up to one and go. Yeah. The Burning Dead archers are a pain in the butt. That's one of the worst loadouts you can get on there. So, yeah, not bad. We actually had this working out fairly well. But you can see this was kind of like juggling items around on this character. But that's pretty solid. The other one we wanted to try out was, we've done Assassin Blade thing. I mean, we could try martial arts. I'm not big on the changes to martial arts. They didn't make it really like any kind of value add for me. But Blade Assassin is better than she was. She's still not going to be probably the meta, but whatever. But if you're curious about any of the skills we've already covered, I'm going to leave the VOD up. It'll be on the streams playlist. You can find that on the main page. And you'll be able to go back through and check like the different ones. We've kind of jumped around a little bit, but it's fine. Oh, and they did give us wands. Cool. Let's throw an Ume's Lament on there for just like old time's sake. So we don't need to respec. So we wanted to look at the golems. So we wanted to see what? Probably max level fire golem. Strafe feels about the same. It's a little bit more damage. That's about the main difference. I think for a true Strafe Zon, first of all, we'd have to actually re-spec into it. My offline one is currently not spec'd for bows. But Strafe does feel better. Strafe is probably still going to be my favorite Amazon build to begin with. So the holy fire damage there, not super impressive. Let's see, fire golem, not terrible. 5% life for level for blood golem if we wanted to go for that, but I don't want to. But let's see, how many points do we have left? 52. None of the poison skills on him got changes. But Strafe is still going to probably be my favorite bow skill. It'll just be made a lot more consistent now with the removal of the damage penalty. So it's not game breaking or anything like that. It's gonna just help you versus like bosses and clearing out crowds with a good setup. We had crap setup on here and we were still killing things. But let's see. I don't really have enough points to really test out a full. We'll split it up in a little bit. So we've got fire golem. Let's go ahead and just throw these in, just get a point and everything. And we'll go for, I guess we'll just get some summons to help it out. Let's go the route that people were like speculating. Get ourselves a bunch of skeleton mages and a fire golem. It's not going to work out amazing. I'm just going to tell you right now, it's not going to be that amazing. So it's just going to be one of those things that it'll be okay. It's just not going to be great. So fire golem up. Where are you at? Oh yeah, I don't have the man. I keep forgetting. His mana cost is crazy as balls. Oh, lordy. If you're wondering, he costs 270 mana to summon at this rate. I keep forgetting that. They buffed Weaken. Basically gets another % reduction. It starts at the same, which was 33% originally. So level 1 Weaken has always given you minus 33% enemy damage. The way they buffed it is each level above that, you actually get another 1%. So it actually does some pretty decent buffs there. So it's pretty nice. We did use a Act 3 Mercenary. But yeah, it gives you the significant bump to attack rating. So that's a definite plus. We used it on the Summoner Necro. And we got enchanted by it, so we were whacking things every now and then. But it works out pretty good. It's just that the enchant, he won't cast it unless there's an enemy nearby. Because he triggers his spell casting based on enemy proximity. They need to make it so that enchant can be cast in town by him, just randomly, so he can experience the changes. So basically, if you're in town, he needs to be able to cast it. They did, but nobody's going to be really casting Weekend ahead of Decrep. Yeah, and honestly, for Weekend to match Decrep, you actually need to have it be level 20. Well, level 17 or 18, something like that. So, but it does help weaken procs on various pieces of gear. Obsession is one of them. There are a few other weapons. We've actually covered one recently that I'll cast weaken as well. So, yeah, weaken is an interesting thing. So we'll just go ahead and go full on vitality because why not? We have enough mana now. So let's go F1. Can I stop moving for a second? There we go. F2, F3, F4. That should be good enough. Because I seem to remember somebody on Reddit doing the whole... We're going to... Oh, I should probably get a mercenary too. Let's get an Act 1 mercenary. We'll go with fire. So, have two choices, fine. Anor or Windy? Go with Anor Londo. Have a good one, Nonavus, and I will see you later this evening, hopefully. We'll probably be... We might be doing the Assassin. I don't know if we'll be doing 2.4 or if we'll be doing just normal. One of those. And why did they give us an ethereal one, you jackasses? I mean, it doesn't matter, but got to get those swag points in there, I guess. Oh, lordy. For mages and fire golem, we might need conviction and lower resist to work properly. Probably. But at this moment, his fire damage is not impressive enough. We probably wouldn't even be able to like justify this at endgame gear. Because he'll probably be in the like 500 some odd damage range at most. So let's get some bodies. Get them kind of like chunked down a little bit. Don't come after me. Go after him. There you go. Let's get our mages up. Do some more damage. Get off of me, you fools. There you go. Okay, I need them to go down real quick so I can actually start summoning out of their corpses. There's another one. I still wish I had a way to actually force aim my minions. But as you can see, not doing a ton of damage. It's not like the worst thing ever, but there's some poison. The poison ones are the ones I've been watching out for, by the way. Because that poison effect, it's not going to be doing a ton more damage, but the fact that it's not going to be stuck at some like horrible duration that's like 1,000,000 years and a half does help it out a little bit. So yeah, he's slowly picking away at him, not doing a ton of damage. Wow, we've already lost the skeleton mage. They aren't tanky, that's for dang sure. But yeah, this is going to be the issue you're going to run into with a lot of these kind of builds. Is yeah, it's a fun concept, but even at high level gear, it's not going to do enough damage to actually matter. So, did you know that you could dupe items in the PTR, just put items in the shared stash, delete the character, and restart the game? Loads a new template with new items. Wouldn't surprise me. I mean, we could test that out real quick. I mean, it doesn't hurt. So we've got the multiplayer ones in here. We've got... Which one did... Miscellaneous items is the one that we want to delete. So we'll go ahead and delete him. He has nothing on him. And you have to hold the button. So let's go ahead and exit Diablo 2. Let's try this. I mean, we're trying it real quick. Don't go deleting your characters just yet. Let me be the sacrificial lamb, because I can try these out in single player just fine without having to do any kind of fuss. Although the rune words would be a little bit of an issue because I don't think they're actually unlocked in the single player characters. Cheapest thing to try that with would be the oh, sorry. The cheapest thing to try that with would be probably the assassin one. It doesn't look like he came back. Oh, no, there he is. Miscellaneous items. Play. Yep, stash the runes and delete them. So if we have tokens and stuff on this guy, that means that you can actually copy the items. So we could have all the P gems we wanted. Yay. Yeah, okay. So yeah, it respawns them. And there's all the items we had transferred off of them earlier. So that's a good way to get extra tokens as well if you want to try out various other builds. That's going to be good to know. So interesting. Nice. So, and it's also a way to get infinite gold if you want to gamble all the circlets. Although, why you would want to gamble all the circlets on this, I don't really know. Does that look... Oh, that's because the exit's up there. Okay. It's like, it looked further away. It's because the exit is up there. So, let's go ahead and... What did we get as circlets? Got strength. Got junk. Got assassin skills. Got junk. Got resists. Actually, let's just go and get rid of that as well. Oh, we're in normal difficulty, aren't we? Yeah, we are. Okay, it's fine. I don't care that much. We can dupe money. They haven't changed the... Oh, wow. Why can't I get that in, like, online? When does the actual patch come out? They haven't said. I would wager probably a couple weeks, if I had to guess. But yeah, that's actually not a bad one. If it had stats on it, it would be really good. Hey, Christopher. But I'm trying to think what else we want to test. We've tested the golems. We have tested a few other things. Does anyone have any other requests that we haven't tested that I can think of? Because we've done sorcerer, we've done every class. Any particular things you would like to see before we call it the end of the early stream? We are still going to be doing a stream later as well. Don't worry. I think the later one will probably just be us going through with the old martial arts assassin. I guess we could try out the new martial arts. I'm not going to be impressed with it. I'm going to tell you right now. It's going to make me angry. Hell difficulty. Anger fists. We did actually test Impale. It's slow, but it's not bad. Barb Warcry. We were messing around with the Grim Ward. Grim Ward seems a lot more interesting than I was giving it credit for. It actually surprised me a little bit. The slow is a lot more impactful than I thought it would be. So, Fire Claws, yeah, we didn't test Fire Claws. I can do that one. The changes for Uber Diablo, for Annihilus, are in the process of getting changed. I don't know if they're going to be on 2.4, but they haven't put it on the PTR. Yeah, Warcry got a 30% damage increase. It's just, it deals a bit more damage. It's still not good for the mana. It's a very good skill for the stun, but it's not great damage output for mana, because you will just burn your stuff out. Okay, so we want charge ups, so we're on her. So we wanted, what, Phoenix Strike? Okay, we can do Phoenix Strike. And we'll go with several points into this, just get it up to like multiple kicks. There, 3 kicks. Get some flight. We'll grab those to make us a little bit more durable. And grab ourselves a shadow so we don't die immediately. So with the Impale, what's the IS breakpoints? Same as before. Slow as balls. Yeah, this is the early stream for me. Generally speaking, I start streaming about 4 hours from now. So this was the early one. I was just waiting for the thing to drop so I could test it out. I'm still working on some other videos right now, so that's why we're kind of just going to give this a couple hours and we're going to do another stream later tonight. I just wanted to get this one out of the way, just so we can test out some of these things and see how they're going to do. That way I can talk about it on the later stream. When you dual wield, don't use Dragon Talent. I know. We have another claw in here we can actually grab. But they're all going to just trigger one, is the thing. So it's going to be... So let's see. I actually should probably get more into that as well. If we're going to go on dual claw. Doesn't really matter. I'm just burning points. So let's see. Summon you out. So we want Phoenix Strike on right click. Where are you at? There he is. We could probably actually bump up the rest of these. They didn't change the damage output of them, so I'm just more interested in functionality. So if somebody wants to see the damage, it's the same damage as before. And I keep not doing the control. People are going to get mad. So let's go up to like 130, I guess. It's high for what we have. It doesn't really matter. So we also want the rest into Vitality, just to have life. And let's go ahead and get ourselves dual claws. There we go. I doubt it's going to. On the patch notes, they were saying they all just release one charge per skill use. So we'll try it, but why does the assassin not have any of the waypoints? Okay, it's fine. We'll just walk out the front door. I forgot to do my fade. So we'll do F1, F2, no, sorry, F2, F3. But yeah, damage was always low on them. So let's go ahead and we will poke this guy to get our charges up. Okay, so we're up to 3 charges. And we want to go with Dragon Talon first. Oh, and we can knock those out relatively quick. Okay, so we've got that up to 3. Let's see. I want to see if all 3... Oh, they all do go off on one kick. Okay, so it's on every single hit. So it is... Okay, so martial arts definitely actually a lot stronger than I thought it was going to be. The patch notes made it... lied to us. The patch notes lied to us. Okay. So... martial arts assassin, definitely stronger. Unless this is unintended behavior. So, let's go ahead and charge back up real quick. Let's get it back up to 3. And we do the full Dragon Talon. We just expelled all of our charges, which gave us all 3 elemental hits. Okay, so that changes a little bit. I'm glad someone mentioned to try it, because I was going to just pass over it. So, yes, this is actually what I was discussing on the Assassin streams, was if they make it where it releases all the charges, it might actually be worthwhile. But yeah, we do 4 kicks when we unleash all 3 things. Which means, guess what? We are a Tempest of Doom. And while we have the charges, yeah, I still don't see it making Dragon Talon worthwhile. I mean, not Dragon Talon. It makes Dragon Talon worthwhile. Don't see it making Dragon Claw worthwhile. There we go. But yeah, that is a change. So we could... I don't even need the second claw. Now, there is one other behavior that I want to check. So we're going to grab a second one. It doesn't matter which one. We are using Dragon Talon. Dragon Claw is 2 of them. Okay, so I want to build up those charges. Build up those charges. And we want to find something before these charges go away. You. And yeah, it releases both sets of them as well. That's the other thing that I was curious about. So this does make it a little bit more worthwhile. And the fact that they made it so these, whenever you have a charge, they're going to be auto-hit. So they will always release it. So, yeah, Dragon Claw is going to be better than it was. So that's a plus. Dragon Talon is going to be better than it was, which is going to make it outclass Dragon Talon. I mean, Dragon Claw. So I keep saying them backwards. It's going to get confusing. This one is improved. And it looks like it's going to be better than it was. because it does an auto dual hit. So if you're going to be like low invest points, this is a good way to release 2 charges. If you are going to go more points into this, I would get Dragon Talon up to 3 hits with your gear, of course. That way you release all 3 charges. Yeah, so Dragon Claw will release 2. We'll try it real quick to make sure, but Dragon Talon is releasing 3 currently. And there's no way to actually have it be less. So let's go ahead and do. Yeah, it releases 2. So it's 1 per hit. Dragon Claw will release 2. Dragon Talon will release however many kicks you have. So if you have 1 point in Dragon Talon, it'll release 1. If you have however many points it takes to get to 3, I think it's like 14 or 15 or something like that, will release all 3 charges. How do you charge? You just use it like an attack. The attack rating boost is pretty nice. Yeah, you charge up by using this skill right here. We can put this on the left as well. So you could actually assign hotkeys over on the left and just juggle that way while just left clicking on stuff, and then have your kind of support skills on the right. Just kind of depends on what you like. But this has me a little bit more... I still don't think the assassin's going to be the strongest character. You would be wasting 1 attack with Dragon Claw on that if you were to do double Dragon Claw. Because, I mean, we're wasting 1 kick anyway. But, yeah. Dragon Talon, in my opinion, is still a superior skill. These are going to both be auto hit whenever they have it. But Dragon Talon is going to be a bit faster in general. You can kind of argue the opposite as well. But this is going to be generally just better. So, because that 4th hit is going to be on the attack rating rule of Dragon Talon. But, I mean, I guess you can go either way. You can try charge up 3 skills. Yeah, you can charge up multiple skills. They all go off at the same time. So, like, if you have 2 skills charged up, I mean, let's go ahead and switch to a single hit attack here. Let's go with just normal attack. So, where are you hiding at? I need an enemy. I think we already killed them all. So, we'll go down here. Find something to fight. I need something to hit! So, if we have charge ups of these, then we switch over to this and we get some other charge ups. Let's go ahead and smack these guys around. You can see we release 1 of each. So if we can get another hit in here, you'll see that it does the lightning. And then we release the last one, but it already expired. But yeah, if you're going for this kind of build, you do want to actually have good attack speed. Yes, that is very true. Right now, we're naked. We're just using what was on the default character they gave us. But I still think Dragon Talon is going to be the go-to. Dragon Flight is going to be kind of nice for like an initial delivery. And I could see, this is one of the things I see an argument for Dragon Claw for, is you actually go in with... Let's go ahead and kill these guys off so I can actually show it off without dying. Thank you. But this is one situation where I can see an argument for Dragon Claw over Dragon Talon, is if you charge up and then you use Dragon Flight, that's going to expend 1 of your charges, because Dragon Flight is a single hit, period. So Dragon Flight will take you to them, and then you use Dragon Claw as your follow-up. I see this being a fun build. I can see this being viable now. It's going to be a little bit tough. It's going to be more juggling than, say, a Zealot or something like that, so people are going to probably not favor it nearly as much. So I can see it being a little bit frustrating for them, but I can also see it being a lot of fun, especially for controller now. So, and yeah, we are currently bootless, so we're just doing what we do. So let's go ahead and deliver this last little bit there. Yes, yes. Boots do increase your kick damage. They work like the shields in Smite. Watch this be like the perfect war staff. No, it's not. Thank God. I'd be very upset if that was like a +3 Blizzard War Staff with 6 sockets. And speaking of which, after the patch does finally release, be sure to pick up all War Staffs, Rune Staffs, and Archon Staves, just so you can build up, so you can check for a +3 Blizzard 6 socket. I am aware of how Dragon Talon works. So let's go ahead and nuke all of these. So let's see. Yep. Oh, wow. Our Shadow's actually going to become a lot stronger with this change, too. Because she's going to be pretty much charged up constantly. Because guess what they didn't change? Her AI. So she's going to be nuking shit. It's going to be crazy. But yeah, kicks get bonuses from boots. It's just, you get basically flat damage like you do with a shield on a paladin. It's not that it gives it a direct boost, by the way. It's that it basically serves, instead of a short sword, you have... I'm trying to find some boots on the ground. I don't see any. I was going to show you the damage on them real quick. Probably should have done the unique build for the boots with an assassin. Let's go to town. We'll just buy some boots. But on paladins, you actually have damage listed on the shields. We don't see it on the other characters. But that's how your smite bonuses are determined. So if we buy boots, you can see it doesn't show the damage on there. But if we can find some freaking boots, give me boots something. Okay, we'll gamble boots if we have to. Refresh. It's just not going to give me any boot. There's some boots. See how it says kick damage 3 to 8? It basically works as a short sword, and then your skills will be based off of that because it doesn't take your weapon damage. So say this one has plus 138% kick damage. With boots, you have 178 to 254. Without them, they have that. So... But anyway, trying to think, what other one did we want to... There was another build that somebody was wanting to see today, and I've forgotten what it was. So we actually have... Let's see. We've done traps. We did the martial arts stuff. The lightning ones, they're not too much changed. You just invest less points to get them. So... But martial arts is definitely an improvement. The way they were describing it is nothing like whenever they first said that they were changing it and making you only use 1 charge per hit, I was like, cool, this means this is how it will work, is how it works now. But in their patch notes, they said it just does 1 charge per use, and I was like, oh. But no, it does it per hit. So yes, this is now a powerhouse martial arts skill. Rather than just a Riftsyn kind of tool, you'll still probably even use it on a Riftsyn, but it will now be able to be a charge-up Riftsyn. If you enchant a Kicksin, it will increase kick damage. Yes. The fire damage should go with it, if I remember correctly. I mean, I can look real quick to be sure, but I'm pretty sure it does carry the elemental damage. Wow, that... I can get a whole list of what it actually includes. Load, says me. Because I'm streaming right now, my connection is absolute butt. But there's that. Let's go ahead and load this up. Does not apply. Yeah, it takes the elemental damage. It does apply the elemental damage. It does not take like damage plus from grief or anything. I knew that one. But... yeah, it doesn't take like weapon damage, it just takes boot damage. Das Boots. So that is going to be pretty much it, unless we can remember which one I was forgetting as far as other classes we wanted to try in 2.4. Now, I might put up a poll to see whether you guys want me to play 2.4 later this evening or whether you want me to continue with the normal assassin run. I might save the assassin run until the rest of the patch releases. Yes, he does a level 33 enchant. He does not have mastery, though, and we can't go to Act 3 on this character. because they didn't do that for us. Can we go there on Nightmare? I'm just going to make like rando game. Yeah, it takes venom damage as well. Fireclaw. Oh yeah, Fireclaw for the Druid. Thank you, Synapse. I appreciate that. So did they actually give us... Yeah, we can actually go there here. You do level 40 enchant? I mean, if you're an enchant sorceress, you better have a high level enchant. But honestly, enchant sorceresses are probably the best bet for a melee sorceress if you don't have Dream. Yeah, I think the martial arts sorceress is going to be a complicated but interesting pick. Do we actually put anything on you? No.
What can I do for you?
So we're going to go with a fire one. We'll get Jelani. He's got level 29 at 84, so that's not bad. It doesn't add much fire damage, but it's got long duration. It gives you the attack rating as well. And Act 6, I'm 90% sure that's a troll. So let's see. But let's... Oh yeah, Fireclaw. Hey, LaPow, how's it going? I'm going to go ahead and exit this. We're going to go ahead and get a Druid going. Let's go ahead and grab the Druid. We'll token reset him and look at his other stuff. Druid. Let's go ahead and just do whatever. And add some other stuff at the end of that. Oh, we're going to Nightmare. It's fine. You buy, you buff. But yeah, the Act 3 mercenaries are interesting. I have a feeling the static field one will be nice to have. I don't think it'll actually be... I don't think it'll beat out the Act 5 or the Act 2 mercenaries for utility purposes, and I don't think it'll beat out the Act 1 mercenary for kind of range control now that she has AoE. So... Okay, yeah, we need to drop tokens, so grab that. So we wanted to look at Fireclaws, which means we need to grab all those. It gets Firestorm and Molten Boulder. Kind of wish they would have, if they were going to cut out synergies, I kind of wish they would have made it just have an Armageddon synergy. Yeah, Blade Sin is pretty strong. We used it with the build that we made the video over, the Blade Assassin build. But, yeah, it works out pretty good. Testing Act 7. Okay. I don't really care about any specifics. We're just trying this. So that gets up to about reasonable damage for Fireclaw. Attack rating boost. So you actually have some free points to kind of mess around with other stuff rather than bumping entirely just Fireclaw. You could go Fireclaw Werebear, which honestly would not be bad. You go Lycanthropy into Maul with a little bit of Shockwave and then just synergies. Although you don't get any of your summons for that, but you know, that's 5,000 damage. That's not bad. So we'll switch over to Wolf. We'll switch over to Fireclaw. We'll smack a few things with it. Just because we can. Now, one thing a lot of people sleep on with the Act 1 Mercenary, by the way, and this is going to be related to a comment that came in today, is that a lot of people forget that Inner Sight is a thing. Now, that's a lot of defense reduction. And most people don't realize how much of a defense reduction that is. That's almost, for a lot of things in Hell difficulty, that is their defense. There's very few that go over 2,000, and many of them are in like the 1,500 range at the top end. Cleglaw is set on Assassin whole game. Cleglaws would actually be good on Assassin because you don't have to worry about knockback because you're already kicking them away with your Dragon Talon. So that works out pretty solid. Let's go with Kyoko because we already did a fire one. So we've got Kyoko here, but that's 1,300 defense reduction. That gives us a way better chance to hit. What will I start the ladder with? Probably something meme-ish. Just go, like, invite everyone to make summoners. Oh, I forgot that we are in Nightmare. I was like, oh, I'm just one-shotting things. No, we're in Nightmare. That's why we're one-shotting things. But in Nightmare, her inner sight will just wreck things' faces. So we need to go to Hell difficulty first of all. What do I eat for breakfast? I usually don't eat breakfast. And there are people who know way more than me about the game, but there's also no one person that knows everything about it. So it's one of those things like there are people who will come in with like, but so-and-so says, and but so-and-so. There are things I know and things I don't know. But I'll probably start ladder with something silly like do a Zoomancer and say, if anyone wants to join in, you have to be a Zoomancer too. We're going to have an army of armies. So we just basically finished testing the rest of the builds. I will, after we kill a couple things with Fireclaws, probably call this a stream, and then in about 3 hours come back for the next stream. I might take a little bit of a longer break. I don't know. Depends on how hungry I am and how much I get done on the Diablo 1 PlayStation 1 thing we're doing for the game shop. So, okay, so we have Fireclaw. Got the shapeshift. Hi, guys. Yeah, that's actually decent damage. We're going to get ripped to shreds here, but... Because, yeah, that's one thing that we don't do well, is getting surrounded. Need to run away. Yeah. But, yeah, it does decent damage. Trying to find the one that we just hit. Yeah. You can see that it chunked life on a champion, which is more than enough for it to justify itself. So Fireclaw for a replacement for Druid Berserk, basically, is a pretty solid pick. Now, we still can't use Zeal. We can't use any of our like non-shapeshifting skills except for Cyclone, Hurricane, and Armageddon. It doesn't work. I can pretty much guarantee you it's not going to work with Warcries. So, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and call it that the end on this stream. We've been going for just under how many hours now? Almost 3 hours, so pretty decent. Yeah, we did do a strafe zone. We did it with just what equipment they gave us. It felt pretty good. So I will be back later on. Give me about 3 hours. I need to get food. I need to get all that other stuff. And we will do another stream this evening. Keep gaming. Have fun. Peace out. This has been Alzorath, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.